to JPS, as they had indicated that there was a need for additional funding, where we would like for the 150 million that was allocated to them as a loan, for that to come back to us out of this facility. But all of that is left to be worked out.
So if I'm understanding you correctly, we have provided an upfront loan of 150. The international financial institutions have made a provision of 450 million, which JPS can draw down on and use that to repay the government the 150. Is that correct?
I could say to you, you don't have to worry that the government is going to lend the entire amount, right? Already, our international partners have indicated that within that package that's announced, there is about 450 million for JPS. And what that will do is allow for our loan of 150 million to be repaid back to us, so we get back the liquidity. It didn't happen last Tuesday. It's happened after that.
So if I'm understanding you correctly, we have provided an upfront loan of 150. The international financial institutions have made a provision of 450 million, which JPS can draw down on and use that to repay the government the 150. Is that correct?
This video
Just so you're aware, member, it's not something that is in place yet, but contemplated.
No,
Minister, would you agree that just based on the questions asked earlier and the answers that you have given, that statement is premature and the loan is at now speculative at best?
What do you mean by speculative?
Meaning the loan is not there. It depends on JPS and the multilaterals working out an agreement for that loan to become available.
We've given or undertaken to JPS.
No, Minister, I'm speaking specifically to, I quoted you from the Hansard, where you said that the 450 million, what that will do is allow for our loan of 150 million to be repaid back to us. I'm asking if that was accurate, or if you would accept that that was a premature statement.
It was a statement that we believe will happen because
we wish along with you, Minister. Thanks.
What? I'm sorry? I never said I.
There are those people, and I'm saying it here, who are vested in telling you lies to mislead you. For what reason? I don't know. Maybe they want the country to descend in chaos.
The international financial institutions have made a provision of 450 million, which JPS can draw down on and use that to repay the government the 150. Is that correct?
Just so you're aware, member, it's not something that is in place yet, but contemplated.
No, I know. That's why I say earmarked and not definitive. But it's important to understand what it is earmarked for and what is the thinking, because obviously there would have been discussions between the government of Jamaica and the IFIs around this facility. And since the figure is there, we just want clarity on it.
Very, very preliminary discussions, member.
Very preliminary.
So, Minister, is there a decision on your part in the event that JPS is unable to come up with the remainder, if the government is prepared to lend JPS the entire amount?
Within that package that's announced, there is about 450 million for JPS. And what that will do is allow for our loan 150 million to be repaid back to us, so we get back the liquidity.
There are those people, and I'm saying it here, who are vested in telling you lies to mislead you. For what reason? I don't know.
Minister, would you agree that just based on the questions asked earlier and the answers that you have given, that that statement is premature and the loan is at now speculative at best?
What do you mean by speculative?
Meaning the loan is not there. It depends on JPS and the multilaterals working out an agreement for that loan to become available.
We've given or undertaken to JPS.
No, Minister, I'm speaking specifically to, I quoted you from the Hansard, where you said that the 450 million, what that will do is allow for our loan of 150 million to be repaid back to us. I'm asking if that was accurate, or if you would accept that that was a premature statement.
It was a statement that we believe will happen because
We wish along with you, Minister. Thanks.
What? I'm sorry? I never said we believe will happen.
So if I'm understanding you correctly, we have provided an upfront loan of 150. The international financial institutions have made a provision of 450 million, which JPS can draw down on and use that to repay the government the 150. Is that correct?
Just so you're aware, member, it's not something that is in place yet, but contemplated.
No, I know. That's why I say earmarked and not definitive. But it's important to understand what it is earmarked for and what is the thinking, because obviously there would have been discussions between the government of Jamaica and the IFIs around this facility. And since the figure is there, we just want clarity on it.
Very, very preliminary discussions, member.
Very preliminary.
There are those people, and I'm saying it here, who are vested in telling you lies to mislead you. For what reason? I don't know. Maybe they want the country to descend in chaos. They don't like to see law and order. I'm saying to you, be careful of the information that you consume. Information is like food. If you consume bad food, it will make your body unhealthy.
Drinking warm water before bed helps release fat while you sleep. Apparently.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by rivers of water, that bringeth forth our fruit in our season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Portland Spice TV. You see that video? I want to watch that video there. It's on Portland Spice TV. Portland Spice TV joins our Prime Minister in declaring war against misinformation. We declare war against misinformation. We preach truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So, everywhere there is misinformation, we need to call it out. Everywhere that there is misinformation, it needs to be called out. The Minister of Finance and the junior minister of finance. Time come. Me think so. This is the Colin Bell Show on Portland Spice TV. Last week, or it's last week that the government took $50 billion out of circulation. 50 billion. And when we asked Ralston earlier this week, yesterday, Ralston was of the opinion that the government was putting in some money into the economy. I think they said they were putting in about 20 billion or 21. So we weren't expecting the government to be taking any more money out of circulation for the rest of the year. Well, they caught us this time. They caught us. Because lo and behold, we realize that the government will be taking out some more money out of circulation. I think it's tomorrow. Tomorrow. But before we go any further, let us check in with RGR 94 FM, the big 94, for an update on today's news. Let's take this.
Parliamentary opposition demanding answers from the Office of Utilities Regulations, OUR, on its decision to grant a 7% bill increase to the Jamaica Public Service. Students at the College of Agriculture, Science and Education case demanding increased security after one of their colleagues was raped at the institution. Jamaica Teachers Association submit letter to the Minister of Finance requesting a meeting to resume wage talks. Man accused of killing his boss and dumping his body in St. Catherine remanded today. In business news, Sagicor unveils plan to merge Jamaican and Caribbean operations under new holding company. The discussion.
Well, that is the headlines in the news today. We're going to talk to Ralston de Clemore because a pure foolishness are going on in the government. Pure foolishness. And I don't know, I keep asking, who are the people that are advising the government? Because when we check the whole thing, you know, if you be no economist, Rasta, and some simple thing we see, some simple mistakes, very simple. And the fact that the mistakes are so simple, we can't agree without the government to move. Colin Bell, Portland Spice TV. Blessed Tuesday. Blessed Tuesday. We can't believe how the government to move because we don't see any attempt from the government to spend money, pop up the economy. And if we don't do that, we are going to have a problem. The government also announced that public sector workers who normally have Christmas parties should not keep any Christmas party this year. And I want to be as fair as possible to the government because it's a balancing act. And I understand the point of view that you don't want people to say, people don't always suffer and other people are keep party. Watch ya. Watch ya. People, watch ya. Who this? People.
My friend and brother.
Boy, I don't know if me and you are still friend because you can't abandon your friend, so.
No, man, no.
Yes, sir.
You see, I am now a road scholar, you know.
Aye,
Yeah,
aye.
and that's a ROAD. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Okay.
you know, I have been sitting, Colin, and I've been observing. Cause I say, I know about this. I may have play politics.
The people
Yeah,
have asked, the people
with
have
what
been
is happening.
asking for you, though, you know.
Yeah, man, and I want to say to the people, I am here in the sense. I'm here in the social media space. I'm still listening, still tuned in, but we want to make sure with thoughts, that what we come to say, Colin, it's irrefutable. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
and we have given them sufficient time to demonstrate that they care, and I'm referring to the government now. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first time when the storm hit about a week or two. I spoke to you. Yeah,
Yes,
and I
yes,
said to you then that they're circumventing the parish disaster structures.
yes,
Eh, eh?
yes.
You realize Sian Banzel came out and raised the same issue,
Yes, they're not going through the councils.
and the reason for that is if they do that, it will omit the role that the prime minister now plays.
Yes, yes.
So the opposition, particularly the Minister of Opposition Person and Local Government, Natalie Nita, she needs to give a more and I'm not saying she doesn't understand because Natalie Nita has been in government and in opposition. So she has served multiple times. Yeah.
Mhm.
So she understands they need to look seriously at this Disaster Risk Management Act. And it will show you without a shadow of doubt that the parish disaster management committee is what is in charge in these situations.
May I listen to you, Ed boy? May I listen to you a long time when I hear you,
And
so we
we've
are listen. Go ahead
and
and
I have
speak.
been raising these concerns for over and over and over. And I'm asking you, Colin, when you get a chance, bring Sian. Sian has been a mayor of Maypen before. He has also been the head of Jalga. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So he would know. He would know. And this is where we have found ourselves in the issue. Now, NARA, nothing is wrong with the NARA. NARA is good. PJ used the NARA
But
after
Ed boy, before you
Hurricane.
go any further, who are the members of the NARA?
You know?
That's why me ask. Me don't know.
Well, that is why we must now ask the question: what is really the purpose of NARA? And that's where I was heading to, because I was saying then, if it is you can't disclose who's going to be a NARA, right?
Mhm.
You don't have to recreate any structures now. There's an existing parish disaster management structure which you ratify, which you sign off, which you spend World Bank money. Let me tell the country, spend World Bank money to do this study under Minister Aspat. It was done under the Local Government Reform Act. Yeah. So why are you circumvent? And I'm very disappointed in my friend Desmond.
But
Yeah.
but Ed boy, normally in all of these disasters, the parishes are led by the mayors who drive the response.
And that is so. But you realize the delay in declaring the parish of Westmoreland and St. Elizabeth as disaster zones. Because remember, what they have done is by declaring the entire country as disaster zone, they have virtually circumvent what is happening on the ground with the parish councils in the actual disaster zone, the ground zeros.
Mm.
And this is a creative way, or a beautiful way, if you want to call it so, of them circumventing the local. You imagine, Colin, you have a disaster like this, right? And the
Yes.
councillors who are the closest to the people not getting any resources to give to the people. Where's the MPs? Yeah?
What can go so?
What can go so? And then you need everything to. So what is creating the bottleneck, Colin?
Yes.
As we look beyond, it is that it is an issue of coordination And the coordination is happening because people want to take charge.
Mhm.
You have a narcissist who's using the disaster to promote himself.
Who's that?
The Prime Minister.
You call the Prime Minister a narcissist?
But what else could you justify? Okay, look at even housing. There has not been an attempt to this day of trying to move people into housing, you know. Colin, we own hotels in Jamaica. We own Melia Braco. Right? Half of South Trinidad.
We own El Greco.
Exactly.
It's not just
and
that
even
one.
Sanders, White House, Infamous, whichever now we turn. We own a lot of those properties you see in Westmoreland because they were a joint venture at the time with the government. Many of them. Yeah?
Yes,
And
yes.
you are telling me the people are in the element and there's no attempt being done. This be a circumvention. Now, you know what I say? I want to burn a little fire as I go, Colin, because there's a next thing that is happening. I'm seeing an advertisement, and I don't know how true it is, and I've not seen if you have seen it, where it is purported that there should be a concert in a particular place, yes, and that concert is being held with the backdrop of the Melissa disaster, and it's raising monies for Jamaica. But when you look at who is the owner of the directors of the charity that is set to be a benefactor, it is somebody who apparently sits in our parliament.
Which one of the concert is that?
The one in the States.
The one that was held at the UBS Stadium?
No, there's another one that's coming up.
Oh, that
on the 2nd of January.
On the 2nd of January.
Yes.
And
at a place called Rock. Or some Hard Rock, I believe. I didn't really want to, I don't want to mention.
So that's in Florida?
That's in Florida, I believe.
And who is in charge of that one? Tell me.
So the brand Hard Rock is in charge of raising the funds. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Some charity, right? Now that charity is going to give to another charity, which is then held by a sitting member of parliament. And the same charity is said to have raised election funds for the PM last year.
So you're talking about the ambassador?
Of course. Who else?
I know you alone know it, boy. The chat room loaded.
Yeah, so we're selling
the chat room loaded.
My issue with this, and it goes to connect it to the JPS issue, right? There are vulture capitalists and vulture persons who are using this opportunity to create wealth for themselves.
Well, that is one of the reasons. That is one of the reasons why early in the piece, opposition Mark Golden said there should be a broad-based oversight committee with people from the churches, people from non-governmental organizations, people from the private sector, people from civil society, the two political parties. But somebody don't want no oversight.
No, but just say, I tell you, let me remind Andrew Wallace and his cabinet about what happened in 1988. In 1988, a hurricane blew named Gilbert.
Yeah.
And by 1989, Edward Seaga was no longer in office.
Well, there was an election. There's no election pending right now.
No, and I'm saying this to say because by 86, he had lost the entire local government of the country, if you remember correctly.
Right. Yes.
I am saying this to say, Colin, that it was the response of Edward Seaga in 88 to the hurricane
that cost him the election.
That cost him the election. You go and ask any laborite, they will tell you it's the response from Mr. Seaga then. Because first of all, the same situation we're going in now, that we're going through, now happened then. We got so much relief. Remember in 89 when Michael Manley came to us, sir, there was so much material stored up across different places in Jamaica. They could them just had to take out the material and give it to people. The things were rotten. You forget that, Colin?
No, I don't forget it. I am old enough. I am man enough. The zinc scandal, somebody is reminding us lots of stuff. Yeah, man. Me remember
So
one
when
evening.
when I hear people talk,
Hold on. I remember one evening we were in Shrewsbury and a truck drive up, said they come for sell zinc. Them time the Shrewsbury, I did Shrewsbury. Well,
yes, man.
you know, it's about
the wealth of Shrewsbury.
you know, it's about 2 days after they come back for the truck. They say it's about 2 days after they came back for the truck. They say they came to sell zinc.
You know, on a serious note as I go, because I have to talk about this JPS issue, which, by the way, is worrying to me. And let me tell you why, Colin.
Talk to me.
What is so important in a Fortune 500 company? By the way, it's 2 major companies own JPS.
East West.
One in a Japan.
And Marubeni.
Yes, and Marubeni. One in Japan and one that is owned by the state of Korea.
South Korea.
South Korea, that is to be. So the point that I'm making, if you have said you have created and you have been eating on it and you raised it yesterday, brother Newell, MP Newell, right? The truth be told is, Colin, we need to seriously look at this issue. Why are you now taking up 150 million giving JPS still? When you said now that there is a craft in or a tie-in program for them to get 450.
No, but look here. And I'm not taking up for the government. I'm not defending the government. The money to JPS from where I sit was critical. And I don't
and there's no question about that.
I don't think the government had any other choice but to ensure that JPS had that kind of facility so that they could move forward to restore energy to the entire
the
island.
Arrangements, though.
Oh, well,
the arrangements is where we differ.
Well,
yeah?
no, we don't differ about the arrangements either, you know.
That's where we agree.
We don't differ about the arrangements because what the government is doing, somebody need to back up somebody and ensure that the truth is told. Because somebody is hiding something. I don't know if you realize it, boy, that early in the piece, from the Minister of Finance made a statement about the 450. I came out and I said it here. JPS has gotten an extension of 8 to 10 years. And I said that
correct.
I said that based on what came out of the government. And if what came out of the government is true, then JPS would have gotten some hint or inkling that they are going to get that extension.
Yeah, but why then would but use this too? Why wasn't this the first consideration instead of coming to say you're going to take a cat band money and give them? And this is the point I'm trying to raise.
Let me tell you something.
Because when you look at the multilateral now saying them can make 450 available, right? The point is, Colin.
It's not no them say it. The multilaterals said that from Vaz come make him first statement, you know. Vaz told us that the multilaterals said give JPS 8 to 10 years and they will lend JPS the money. He said that. But then he's gaslighting by telling people that if you do a new license with JPS now, it would be under the same term. Rubbish. Misinformation.
But under which terms? What is the reference? It would be an extension to the license so them can recoup and then go for them way.
But Ed boy, there's nothing that says that we have to give them back a new license under the same terms. And what all of us agree on, that the terms of this license, some of the conditions must be changed. Now, what we want to ask Darrell, have you put those changes to JPS and what was their response?
Exactly. Seeing that you're making them get access, you're making them have access to this level of capital injection. Where is your earning? But Colin, this is where I was going. I am telling you, and I will say it with any fear in my mouth.
Yeah.
There is something, some teeny business afoot with this JPS matter.
Yeah, man. Something funny,
Right?
man. Something funny.
To me,
It smell like the
seems as
school
if-
bus them.
and I don't really want to, sometimes I'm not the minister very hard, But the truth be told is, the minister don't give the public that level of trust to. Yeah, and that's a level. That's just a statement of fact. Because for too many times he has been found in positions where it's questionable. But put that aside. I am simply saying, what is the benefit of having a new license with JPS?
Hold on a
right?
little bit, Ed boy. Hold on there. I see something at the chat room where I want to
Mm-hmm.
address. This person is saying that you can't just take people from Westmoreland and St. Elizabeth and put them into Brock Hotel in Trelawney. If people are taking stuff at the school in Petersfield, what would they the person says so at the hotel. I figure the person is saying what would they do at the hotel? Let me say this. It's not everybody would want to leave Westmoreland or St. Elizabeth and go to the hotel. And it's not everybody a thief. Yeah? And some people now go and left Westmoreland or St. Elizabeth, But hear me, viewer. You have a lot of people with disabilities who are still down there. You have a lot of elderly people who are still down there. And I've said this before, You have a lot of mothers, single mothers with them children who are still down there. And my argument to the government is that you use BRCA for the elderly and the single mother with them children. For young people and family, you put them up the multi-purpose stadium, Trelawney multi-purpose stadium. You put them in a deso. Yeah? And as the producer say, I know everybody a thief.
Right.
And I know like the hotel are going to be left up. The hotel is going to be staffed. So they are going to be there. Them all get them 3 meals a day.
You start to now use this as the opportunity to go in the communities now and address, deal with the cleanup, deal with exactly. I mean, the people who I'm offered, as we go,
ladies who are pregnant, you take them out.
And it's the same thing, but look at this posturing. As we go, we have to, because I cannot speak to you, Colin, as a representative who represents an indigenous community like the Maroon community, and not mention what we are seeing happening in our compound.
Yes,
it is, I said this last year when they went into a compound for the forestry department. Yeah.
Yeah, Edward, you remember what did happen with them lumber there? What did really happen with them lumber there? Because somebody was asking yesterday.
I keep on. I said it then, and I said no. Somebody was building one of them luxurious development and wanted lumber and commandeered the lumber.
Oh, so
it's
some
simple. What?
So some private citizen took away the lumber. Wow.
And it had to be somebody who is close to whomever is in that office.
It have to be somebody
with office.
It have to be somebody with power.
I remember where that office sits. That office falls under a particular minister's office at the time.
Oh.
Yes. But Colin, on a serious note, in relation to what is happening with the soldiers, with the plan, the soldiers to go into their compound to rebuild. It is simple. If the Maroon chief has indicated to the government that he has a team already organized to rebuild, he just needs the support. That's simple. Those courtesies normally have always been extended to other chiefs and colonels across Maroon communities. Normally, when Hurricane Ivan had blown, the government reached out to their compound and different communities.
Hold on there, boy. Hold on there. Hello, good evening, Marshy.
Yeah, I don't want you to go head boy yet. Hold head boy, hold him. The question me want to ask. Tell me something where Darrell Vaz involved in and questionable happenings not take place with it. Simple as that. Tell me something where Darrell Vaz involved in and questionable activity not take place tonight.
All right, let me ask Ed Boy that. We're showing some pictures here of material that Chief Curry get down our compound. So all of them pictures where I see a Chief Curry material, me say a 3 trailer load of material Curry roll in down our compound. I don't know if I want them from the government, but we are show the pictures them are move them from the trailer to smaller truck, I guess, to take them up into
But
our compound.
Colin, use our reasoning. It would not be from the government because Andrew Holness would have had to be in the front line to take the picture first. Yeah? Two, understand that what is happening, and I'll say it with no fear, is an invasion into the Maroon territory with an attempt to gather data that has never been able to be gathered before.
So you're saying it's a spy business?
It's a spy business, straight up. And the Maroon chief in the treaty that was signed in 1738 has every right to protect his territory. Every single right. And those who don't like it, may God help them. But we can't help them.
But if the government insists on going in, Ed Boy, what can Chief Curry do?
I dare them. I am begging Andrew Holness go invade a compound by a man. I'm asking him to do it.
No, but they're not going to invade. They're going to fix roof.
And I'm saying if the chief has denied that, saying that he does not want that request, he doesn't want that. He, the prime minister, doesn't have such authority. He doesn't.
What do you mean the prime minister don't have that authority?
Colin,
is a compound a sovereign state within the state of Jamaica?
And I think this is where the debate and the discussion around this issue has been clouded in sovereignty. We are not discussing sovereignty.
Fine, okay.
The Ashantis in Ghana don't have no sovereignty outside of the state of Ghana. The Maroons in Suriname is the same. We're simply referring to a simple common courtesy, right?
Yes.
Which is always extended to the indigenous community by telling them, what do you want in assistance? And if the man says we don't want a soldier, it's simply nobody would push beyond that.
So let's hope that the government is not going to push beyond that then.
But I say to them, and I say to Andrew Holness and his crew, if you think you're bad, push beyond the request. Because remember that the Maroons of a compound have been recognized by the United States Department.
All right, my brother, I hear you. Don't stay away so long from us.
Of course, my brother.
What are your views on Favour's performance last week?
I respect. I respect you, and I respect Favour, right? But I am really disappointed in what she has allowed them to do to her. Yeah.
What have they done to her? She's the minister.
No, Colin, it is clear to me. Who went to meet with the IMF?
The Prime Minister.
Okay. Who is telling the country? Who went to meet with the G20 alone?
The Prime Minister.
Okay. Who is now telling us? Who is running the distribution of the aid? And determining what is going to be spent?
Well, but the Prime Minister is the chief.
Yes,
the head cook and buckle washer.
But what I'm saying to you, we have never had a scenario in the history of Jamaica where the finance minister has been so weak.
You think she should go, or you think she just need to be allowed to do her work?
We're allowed to do what? What work is she doing?
Some people are saying
to report to work.
Some people are saying that she needs to step down.
No, but it's not necessarily step down, Colin. It's not just the step down alone, And I think people need to understand the economic crisis that now faces, or situation that now faces Favour, was imminent because of the government's own doing. And you have, and Ralia is more qualified to speak on that, Colin.
Yes.
But it was coming. The chickens have now come home to roost. And this is the reality that is faced. Remember that we were going to borrow before the storm coming in.
Yes.
To pay staff. So to say that the minister has been doing a good job, it would be, remember that the people them take 10 years of the Airports Authority of Jamaica lease money from the Mexicans them ahead of the time, and now the airport out there want to fix up back.
How many houses, how many social houses did Prime Minister Andrew Holness promise in 2016? In the
did he say 50,000?
How much him actually bill?
So far, of the social houses, are you referring to NHT houses?
Social houses.
Of the social houses, he has built about 200 and something?
About 300 and something.
About 300 and something, but I know he has not gone over 500. Yeah? Colin, all I can say to you, may God help us. Yeah? But the opposition, as I go, needs to be nipping on a certain point. I'm glad all them responded to the OUR matter. Minister Palwell former minister has been very good at addressing some of these issues, but we need the other members. Don't get too comfortable, because this is the time Jamaica needs the voice of the opposition more than ever. Yeah? No.
But they said the opposition playing politics, said boy.
We don't care about, brethren. Let me tell you, and I'll say this as I go. It doesn't matter. Andrew Holness played the most politics in opposition. Him say you would likely to find yourself unalive under a PNP government. Yeah? We don't, this is the problem that the PNP has had for years. You can't business about what people want to say. Speak to the issues that are affecting the people, and those people who are speaking on behalf will not forget that you spoke up for them when nobody else did.
I say speak the truth, speak it ever. Cast it what it will. Yeah, man.
All the best.
Just speak the truth. One love, Ed Boy. Hold on, Ed Boy. Oh, Lord. Marsh, you wanted to hear from you, Ed Boy. What is it that Darrell has ever done that has not tainted this whole JPS argument? And that's why I compiled that video that I played earlier with Julian Robinson, Fieval Williams, Omar Noel, Isaac Buchanan, and the Prime Minister, because we know at Portland Spice TV, we are officially a part of the war against misinformation. Yeah, man, we have joined that war. We are an ally to Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Oh, what is... Yes, somebody, yes, I saw that message. I think they went into the computer room and they stole some laptops. That was the report, that some laptops were stolen from the Petersfield school. So this person is saying that because of that one bad apple, everybody down there must suffer. Our elders who have lost everything, and we see them on TVGA news. Man say my walk and look place for sleep at night time. Are you saying to me that the Braco village is too good for that old man? The pregnant mother who down there far advanced, no have no proper place to sleep. Are you saying that the Braco village is too upscale for her? People who are visually impaired, people in a wheelchair, they don't have nowhere. Are you saying that the Braco village is too good for them? Mothers, single mother, with them picnic have nowhere to go, the house totally gone. The Braco village too good for them. Wait, so they don't know if you carry the computer, them go. Let me tell you something. let me tell you something. We need to start loving our neighbors as ourselves. And until we do that, we're not going to see a better Jamaica. Because people only have feelings for themselves and their family, you know. Yeah, man, they don't have no feelings for nobody else. The government has yet, to my knowledge, to put anybody in a decent place and say, we'll stay here so until we find somewhere for you. 876-804-7072. We're taking your calls. We're going to touch base with Raleigh at about 6 o'clock, little after 6. So we're taking all the calls who want to come in now. 876-804-7072. Everybody on the channel, please give me a share. Share the channel with some people. If you're in a WhatsApp group, share it in your WhatsApp group. Tell them to come over here so because this is where it's at. This is where we have class Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday now we run revision. Revision we run for Sunday morning. We allow you to call and talk about whatever it is you want to talk about or anything we never get to talk about during the week. Because Sunday morning, Talk Jamaica, we don't bring on no guests. We might bring a co-host, but we don't bring no guests, so we just open the phone line. So, the thing that I need to talk about is the fact that the government is telling public sector workers that they're not going to have no staff party. No staff party. Now, I can understand some people who are saying that, listen, it all look away if we have party up here so, and people down there suffer. So, why you don't, hold on the caller, why you don't say to the people and say, all right, keep the treat in this area of Westmoreland, some keep in a St. Elizabeth, and invite people who are stressed out to come be a part of some of those streets. Spend the money same way. The government coming like, you know, it come like the government are planning to starve the people of Jamaica, you know. That is what me I say. Carla, go ahead.
Big man, bless up yourself. Much respect.
Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, man. I like the accountability you talk about there.
Yes.
I like the fact that you can call a ace and a spade a spade.
Well, that's what you have to do when you talk truth.
One of the things I heard say yesterday, and I really echo that sentiment, is when something like this happens, why is it that Jamaica is not investing in Jamaicans right away?
You see,
why is it that you're going to talk about the economy and the cornerstone economy? You cannot send money to the country and say economy is good if you're sending the money out of the country. It has no return back on it. You're buying a product, to a housing product or whatever. Why don't you push that money back into the community? Get the community to start helping itself, start growing itself, start cooking, start selling food, start selling wholesale sell.
That's what the government have missed.
Start turning in the community.
That's what the government have missed the whole thing, brother. The government, and you see, this government has been running some bad policy long time, paying more than they need to pay on the loan instead of building proper house for the people of the country. Because if we paid over $100 billion more than we needed to pay on the loans. If we had used that money to build house for people, less house that mash up in the hurricane. The Prime Minister put that to us, you know. The Prime Minister draw the perfect scenario to us, you know. When the man said in 2010, a 7 earthquake on the Richter scale hit 80. Over 300,000 people died. At 8.7, it Chile, less than 800 people died. It is because of the infrastructure. And we have a government that have paid the bank them more than we need to pay the bank them. Instead of building out the infrastructure for the people of their country. Now that the hurricane come, you'd expect the government to spend $125 million to collect the data. In doing that, you're also putting people to work, getting people active, starting back the economy. You'd think that the government would have said, like, all right, make we build 10,000 houses with Jamaican sand, Jamaican gravel, Jamaican cement, Jamaican block, Jamaican tradesmen. You import the steel already. You hear the government say they want to go buy trailer house from China car come here. This government is chiching them out them brain. That's all I can say. Hello? We lost the call? Never even realized that we lose the call. Must go out and spend money. Yeah, but at the same time, the government don't want to spend the money. Dana Morris Dixon, me all have look past she and I wonder about PR head damage. Hold on, Murray. Hold on a little bit. Yes, caller. Go ahead, Marsh.
Yes, Colin.
Yeah.
The question Linda asked, you see. Well, all right, Edward go on, Mr. Arson go on. But you realize that anything that Daryl Vaz involved in, something funny always go on. I met my name just a few. One land dealer watch race.
Rooms on the beach.
Rooms on the beach. Bangarangwan, Daryl Vaz involved in it. You remember a policeman lose his career because Daryl Vaz involved with friend with another man just over a traffic ticket?
One good policeman to you know.
Good policeman.
Good policeman,
Daryl
man.
Vaz in that involved in it again. The Cholera Cemetery in Kingston, in St. Andrew.
The what?
A Cholera Cemetery in St. Andrew.
Where one big building
right now,
built upon now.
Fontana Pharmacy on it.
Boom, bash. Tell her.
Daryl Vaz was instrumental while Desmond McKenzie was mayor.
Oh, yes.
Daryl Vaz involved in it. One
We never know.
watershed here.
That one is news to me, Marshy. I never know about that one.
The Cholera Cemetery?
Yes, we never know about
That
it.
one was so big. Yes, man. That's why this gentleman from Fontana.
Yeah, me never know said Daryl did it.
Yes, man. Him involved in it big time. And that's why in the O'Brien Chang, him said the good thing about Daryl Vaz, he get the job done.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yes,
me say that about him. Me say that
that's why
about him too. If you give Daryl something to do, it is going to be done.
Yes, man.
Whether good or bad, it is going to be
Yeah,
done.
that's why I'm saying, man. And watershed here somewhere in, I don't know if when you're growing up Blue Mountain here, there's some of them places.
Holly Water Well. Holly the Water Well.
Yes, Daryl Vaz involved in it. Visa taken away, Daryl Vaz involved in it. And you could go on and on and on. Me not touch the school bus. Can we never touch the school bus, no?
The bus is it? We have to touch the bus. No? Because most things now you start smell the tailpipe of the bus. The tailpipe of the bus.
Yeah.
You start
could
smell
go
it.
on and on. Everything that Daryl Vaz involved in is a problem.
You remember say wrong or right name call for SSL too?
Yeah, me man. That's why me want you have Ed Boy to be on. The man name called it. So everything that go wrong, Daryl. I wonder if the Dean of Daryl mean devil. You know,
Marshy.
Everything the man touch there is problem. And listen to me.
And GPS
more
now.
to come.
GPS.
Yes, man. Yeah, we can't get no receipt for the school bus. We can't work with JP. And if you ask me any question in trace you.
You're bad mind. And you are bad mind, Marsh. Come here talking about Daryl Vaz. You're bad mind.
You know, and if him one who have bad mind, you know, say him would have look over upon his justice minister, one partner in crime. You know, there was a man in prison for years and justifiable. And the court award the man $120 million.
But why the government don't want to give that man the money? Why they doing that?
No, you don't realize what happened. The right trucker go contest it. That you call bad mind.
Why they don't want to give the man money?
Bad mind. Make the money even eat one good dinner out of the thing before in depart this life, no, because the man up in age, you know.
After you have the man at prison for 50 years.
You know.
And not try the man.
You talk about wicked and evil. They love to talk about bad mind. I wonder if you never look across on the right truck. Yeah, my man. But go on here, sir. Bless up yourself. Continue to do the good work while you're here, sir.
Little more, Marshall. Blessings.
Yeah.
Where's Marie?
Yeah. Okay, I'm back now, Colin.
Yes, good
Yeah,
evening.
Colin.
Welcome. Yes.
Right now, we have a former we have a former minister of education that is under the on trial right
What
now.
with the case?
You know, for billions of dollars. You know, and them not look on that. But people that have been ravaged by a vicious hurricane, you know, and live no way. And them not have a window for them not have a pot for pissing and a window for through Colin. Them not have nothing. And this is how people can think about that them are gonna go in a hotel, got thief, and what is it too good for them? For them get housing.
But you see, a regular people in the chat room are talk about that crap about what people that do to hotel, you know.
Yeah, yeah. You know, so remember years ago, I see Colin, when Jazz and Blues used to there, and people go at Jazz and Blues, and them feel they never get enough their money's worth. I remember them, they just pick up the chair, them, you know, and go with the chair never. Ordinary people go at Jazz and Blues, because you have to have money to go at Jazz and Blues.
No, ordinary
I never
people.
people, you know?
Uncle, somebody eggs up one them like me used to go at Jazz and Blues. Eggs up, we used to eggs up. But Jazz and Blues was for the wealthy.
Eggs up, your brown nose.
Yes,
your
man.
Brown nose. You got brown nose.
Yeah, man. when you see them at Jazz and Blues, you know.
Yeah.
That you talk about flossing. Yes.
Yeah.
Rich
yeah.
and the
famous. And them never get the money. Them feel they never get the money's worth, Colin. And them just barely lift the cheer them. I never poor people. And you know, and a lot of times, when hotel have to incur them costs, because when people go in and get these nice soft towels and the robes and whatnot, them barely lift them, you know. So when I talk about things, all we know say over Petersfield, what it them say computer gone over Petersfield.
Yeah.
These poor people say asleep on floor and desk and something. And I think of them take no computer, you know. And
you see, the people them with that Petersfield. Now I've no if you put no computer because there are still people there right now. You understand what I say?
Unless a solar computer. And who them go text or go on social media. I don't know. People, our priorities are warped right now, and we need to think about our fellow citizens and know, say, you know, them need help. And you know, it's not about you know, dignity, Colin, common dignity. Come and know plenty of people down there. When me I grew up, you know, Colin, not even beg, you can't beg, you know. As you get a piece of backside, you know.
You have problem. Yeah, man, you have problem, man. You have problem.
Yeah, not even beg. Some know them people, them pride gone. Them pride has, you know, taken away from them. And we need to restore back some of them. Restore back some of it. And people have a heart. And the prime minister not have none right now. And as Ed Boy said, he wants to be the face of Melissa. So him a jack of all trades, and right now him not master none. So Colin, we come up because, you know, maybe somebody else want to call and say something. But it breaks my heart to hear people call people common criminal, and you don't know nothing about these people.
Exactly so. Thank you.
All right.
Hello, good evening.
Hey, Colin, how are you doing? Good evening.
Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. Blessings.
Every time, blessings to you. I have to ask you about the container homes that the Prime Minister wants to bring into the country. Now, he talked about it's NHT funds that he's going to use to purchase these homes, these containers, correct?
That's my understanding. NHT go and bring in.
But do you realize these are the contributions from the teachers and the policemen and the nurses and it's NHT contributions, you know? This is not money from government. These are people who paid into NHT that they can one day hopefully go and buy a house through NHT. And he's taking up the resources.
I think more people need to call out against these houses, you know. More people.
It is a joke.
Yeah, more people need to call out and bawl out and tell the government don't do it.
Yeah, because 100 million of NHT, the Jamaican contributors' money, right? That comes out of their salaries every month with the hope that they can one day go and buy a house for themselves and their families. And he's taking this money and giving to a country that is a superpower. Make some sense. And the trouble with these container homes is that they are short term. So who is going to spend $13 million on a container? Make that make sense?
But the time we're waiting on the containers to get
They
here,
could have been building
could have
houses all over
built
the
the house
place.
them. We could have built the houses.
So
And
it's
that,
like nobody seems to be, it hasn't registered with people that the prime minister is taking in it. You know, you see, God rest the dead. People will always talk about the late Michael Norman Manley, because he's created NHT because he saw a need, you know. He didn't
yes,
see a need and run his mouth. He saw a need and he dissected it. You know his speech, I know his speech. Everybody with sense who is a Manley, I know Manley's speech, them back to front, right?
yes.
And he dissected why he did these things. The same thing with education, the same thing with the person who cannot read, the same thing with when he looked at young people and said that young people at 14 are not adults. And here we have a prime minister who is just, the man has no vision. So everything that he has inherited, and he's the first to say that PNP not do nothing in the 70s, mash up the country, and had it not been for the 70s, he wouldn't have NHT for collect $100 million out of it. And that is what people, I'm saying, I don't hear any outcry from Jamaicans about this taking in their contributions to go buy tin can and give them to live in.
We call it tin
and
can.
And then the thing is, but a tin can, because here's the thing, what about the climate itself and how the sun will affect this metal? And what listen, we know that China has a history of using anything to make anything. You buy toys, they have to recall them because they have lead. So we cannot bury our heads in the sand about how China makes things quickly. The quality is lacking. Have we looked at Edmund Bridge? What happened with Edmund Bridge? And nobody's also talking about Brampton NHC housing scheme and what happened with those houses. Those houses are not even, I don't think those houses are 10 years old. And what happened with them and Melissa? And here the government is now going to take these containers and bring them into a country like Jamaica with the kind of climate that it has. First of all, not only is it in the hurricane belt, it is also on an earthquake fault. So I don't understand the thinking of the prime minister to say this is his, it's only a lazy man could come up with such a thing. Because if he was thinking long term and if he really had the interest of the people at heart, he could never come up with container houses for Jamaican people. And to use the NHT funds to do it, the contributors' monies, did he consult them? Because I think you would have to go to the board to consult to say, you're going to use this money to buy houses from China? They need to stop brushing this under the carpet. And I'd love to hear the opposition come out and be more forceful and vociferous about using NHT's monies to buy these houses, because it is unconscionable.
Thank you.
Can't live in this pan.
Thank you, Carla.
Can't live.
Thank you.
Anyway, blessings, my dear.
Thank you. The container house them now work. Hello? Hold on, caller.
Good night, Mr.
Hold on, caller.
Good night to you, sir.
Hold on.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Oh. So, yes. Yeah, that sounds like it makes sense for you. Because if they're using housing trust money, hold on for me, caller. If they're using housing trust money, hold on, caller. The people who pay. We should have a say in whether we use the money to buy container houses. Caller, good evening.
Good evening, my boss. What I got?
My day here.
Yeah, well, I'm there, I think.
Hold on there for me. Let me just take time out to welcome Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4. This is the Colin Bell Show. We're coming to you live from Portland, Jamaica, from the studios of Portland Spice TV. And we're going to be with you on Caribbean Radio up until 8 o'clock tonight. Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4, covering South Florida, Miramar, Broward County, all the way up to Jacksonville, West Palm Beach, you name it. Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4. Go ahead, caller.
Yes. Question. We had gotten 65 at the school buses, and the others were supposed to come. Can you tell me if the other bus reached here yet?
Not to my
What's the
knowledge.
status?
But
So
have you heard
how
of,
much
hold on,
money?
have you heard about the child that fell out of one of them?
Uh-huh.
You never hear about it?
No. Tell me about
man.
it.
Somebody like in the bus full and I don't know if somebody opened the emergency door. And one pick the drop out.
Oh yeah, I heard about it.
Man, Doreen Campbell, the PNP caretaker for West
Caretaker
Portland,
West Portland,
is
right?
on it.
But the thing about it now, we need to find out how much money have been paid and how.
We lost the caller. All right, turn off the TV in the background and go ahead, caller.
Yeah, good night.
Good evening and welcome to the Colin Bell Show. You're live on Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4.
What I'm saying, can the people then stop paying into that fund, like what you call it, for the
NHT?
Yes,
It's a compulsory payment.
Huh?
It's a compulsory payment. It's not voluntary.
Oh, so that's why this man do as he like. Well, anyway, all I can say, he's the one. The Chinese asked him to use the because they have it in China. So he tell them, and they're now taking it. I tell you, Andrew will sell out every black Jamaican once you're not red or white. Andrew don't like Jamaican. I am telling you, my grandmother say, when a man constantly tell lie, wait until you see a drunker grow teeth. Then that's the truth you'll be talking, because drunker cannot grow teeth.
Drunk and have teeth.
No. So when drunker grow teeth, maybe when Andrew Pickney will come and tell the truth. Andrew do not know the truth. He suppressed the truth to lie. And when he's talking, he's looking around like he's King Kong. You know, and everybody clapping like an ass. Andrew is no good for the black people. But you see, one prime minister, if the dead come up and from the ground and they don't go and put back down the grave, even that and he gone and trouble other people. Andrew is no good. He's no good. Do you know if I see Andrew, I'll rather face a 10-ton truck than make him see me?
Oh yeah, what this lady has say?
I'm telling you, if I see Andrew now and a 10-ton truck is coming along, I go in front of the 10 truck because I know the truck going to save me.
I want to tell you, my prime minister don't tell lie. And my prime minister don't like people who tell lies. Listen to my prime minister. Listen, my prime minister. Listen.
There are those people, and I'm saying it here, who are vested in telling you lies to mislead you. For what reason? I don't know. Maybe they want.
So you hear that? My prime minister don't tell lie. Don't do that.
My poor thing. He don't listen. He's not sick. He's beyond sick. And he get up, he playing Trump. He get up one day and he say, I'm doing this and that. And the other powder man say we bad mind. Powder man only bad mind because we take away.
I only a powder man.
You know the powder man, that one who mouth look like when alligator buy piece off.
How will you get for your sitting them from? How will you get for your something them from?
As I said the day Andrew tell the truth, Drunker will come around together and say, well, he's telling the truth, you know. He's telling the truth. I grow teeth. I can eat meat now. Yeah, see you here. Have a good night, Mr. Bell. Thank you for what you're doing, sir.
Thanks for your call. This is the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD. Hello, good evening. Welcome.
Big up yourself, Mr. Bell.
Yes.
Andrew is on a mission, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I lie you. People could attack till them weak.
Yeah.
Andrew now go do nothing at all. Andrew is all about the rich boys and how much more bank account he can get on the 28th. So Andrew now have no time for poor people. So if people going to suffer like dog, I don't know what they going to happen. And guess what? You see, when the people realize, say Andrew is not for them, it's going to be too late because Kevin Smith, when he said, Mr. Bell, he said your rights will be taken away. There'll be no more JPS. See there, a peer buckle in a parliament, but JPS and how much billion of dollars they borrow and a pure chaos. He said no more JPS, no more NWC, no more this and no more that. And it coming like everything the end on destruction pathway. And trust me,
So if we not
these
have no
people they don't
GPS,
have
where we
nowhere
have?
to go. Huh?
If we not have no GPS and no NWC, what are we going to have?
I don't know, because it look like everything they go on destruction pathway, Mr. Bell. You see it or you not see it? Everything they go on destruction pathway. Because right now, me understand say them about the land. They not business where people them want to live. They don't care. They're not business if they don't care. Then me just know they on a mission and then then just either coming like you there, come and do it sometime, me they're working and when boss say come here straighten up, Then
Yes.
just go on like them and do something, them not do nothing. You
Them-
see to Mr. Bell, they not do nothing uncle when maybe and then now them try if you come out and paint a picture, say, all is fine and dandy, but it's not fine and dandy. And then some people so fool. He coming like you're there with a man, or you beg a man of money. And he tell you, say, darling, next week me give you. And you say, all right, and you sit down. And he come again, and you might give one piece. And he say, boy, I not get no pay this week, And all them something, so him just come out and not listen to them because that they're telling pure lies and misinformation, and you have people buying into it.
Well, him have him
people
people them will listen to what him say. And as him say, information is like food. So him feeding people them with the information where him want to give them, and then them come out and them want to bully people who have sense, who are thinking critically and who see the truth, and I tell we say we are idiot.
I know, Mr. Bell. Marcus Garvey did say black people now gonna know themselves until their back is against the wall.
All right.
And trust me just feel like something it's like it go closer. You can feel say something go happen. The closer this every day we wake up, it's another scenario about something, but trust me, somebody go kick off. I don't know how it go end up, but trust me, it now go end up well. Anyway, me gone, Mr. Bell. Me go and listen, me give somebody else a call.
Thank you for the call.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. 876-804-7072. This is the Colin Bell Show. Eh? You like the female caller them? Whole heap of female calls. Yeah, man, just give me just share up the thing. Share it up. Tell people about it. Make them know Caribbean Radio that we are on every Tuesday from 6 p.m. until 8 p.m. We are on Caribbean Radio. And if you have not checked out my social media angle, it's Portland Spice TV at YouTube. Check it out. Subscribe, like, and share. Click the notification bell so you know when we post new videos and whenever we are on. Of course, my TikTok page is Shaka Fame at TikTok. Give me a follow upon it too. But every Tuesday evening, we are on Caribbean Radio, 97.9 HD4, Bro Gary Radio. You can also touch base with Brother Gary and get an Alexa. And you can listen to us on that up on a Tuesday evening. We are going to be talking to Ralston Iman little more, because you hear the lady say the thing no look good. It no look good for you. And one of the reasons why we constantly talk to Ralston, because we want to keep you updated on what is happening with Jamaica's economy, because the economy is not in a good place. And you have the finance minister where I tell we a bag a lie. I try convince us that the economy is doing well, when we know that 41% of our GDP was wiped out by Melissa. Let me explain something to you. Jamaica's GDP before Melissa was about $20 billion US. goods and services and all of that, add up to about 20 billion US dollars. When Melissa hit us, the World Bank and them people will do some assessment, say that we have lost $8.8 billion. Now, if your GDP is 20 billion, and them say 41% wipe out, $8.8 billion. You must minus that from the 20 billion. It not go no other way. It is not as complicated as they are making it out to be. But they are drawing all over people and tell you about we only lose 4.4% of GDP. With that, the lick that we get from Melissa, the whole of St. Elizabeth mashup, which is the food basket of Jamaica, Montego Bay, which is the tourism mecca, Westmoreland tourism again, Hanover tourism, that basically stop on the pause, and they want us to believe that. Well, me tell you no, and me challenge the labor rights them. Hold on, caller. I am challenging the labor rights them to come here and challenge with argument. Come with respect and decency and challenge with argument. Because I would have liked for us to be wrong, I would have want to rally wrong with the figures them because the figures them don't look good. But I could go to this caller. Good evening, caller. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Bell. I'm calling from California as usual.
Welcome.
Yeah, so we're listening to you guys, and we hear about the container, we hear about the Maroons and Richard Curry. But in my opinion, I think Richard Curry has the best solution, as it relates to building houses for the people,
Yeah, what is his solution?
Yes, and I want to hear what you think about it. His solution, he said it on Rattigan program. He said that his thing is that he want to have at least people having at least one room built to be hurricane proof. At least one room fully concrete and hardened to withstand the hurricane.
Well, we've been saying here that we believe that the government, any house that the government go and build, should be at a minimum 24 by 12. You build the flooring, you column it up, and you slab the roof. Yeah? Yes. That is our. Yes. That is what we are saying. That give that to people, and what you can put in the walls if you want with black cement and steel. You don't have to put in the partition. Make a man put in partition. That can stand any category 5, and if you have a category 6, that will stand it 2. And you can't live out that. You are dead left that. Give your picnic them and them are dead left it. Give them picnic them. You understand?
And he also suggests that even because not everybody's gonna be able to build a full 3-4 bedroom house out of concrete structure. So him said that space now would become a bunker in the event that, say for example, you build a wood structure around it, that place now become a bunker in a hurricane.
So anything you dive in a deso and lock up deso.
You lock up deso,
man.
And if everything mash off, everything else mash off, you have that left. You can reside in until you can slowly build back. But at least nobody won't homeless that way, and nobody not have to break the bank to build back.
Exactly.
I think that's the best solution out of all solutions that I'm hearing.
This government love to talk about resilient. Yeah? And if you're going to build back resilient, then you must build concrete house, block, cement, and steel. And it's only a stupid government would sit down 3 months and wait for container house to come here. When you have Jamaican sand, Jamaican gravel, Jamaican cement, Jamaican concrete blocks, Jamaican tradesman. And instead of using that, you want to use foreign exchange, go buy trailer house. A idiot and fool people where I say that, brother. All of them where I say that. Excluding none. If the PNP is agreeing with that, them are idiot too.
Yeah. So what I think the government should do is give the people the resources so they can build back, but stipulate that at least one room is supposed to be hardened such that it can withstand a category 5
The
hurricane.
government must build that room. Or that 2 rooms.
And if they want to build that too, them can build that. But
anybody
at least
will totally destroy. I am
Yeah.
saying that any money where the government has spent
Mhm.
must be spent. That if the hurricane come next year, nothing where the government spend money upon should mash up next year in a hurricane.
Yeah.
That's my take.
Yeah.
That's
So
my take.
yeah,
Don't
and that's all I
this
want to add.
this
That
government, you know, is a government of squander. This government squander all of the gains that this country has made, you know. This
Yes.
government has paid over $100 billion in overpaying loans, you know, brother.
Yeah.
The last time it was April to August, the government was supposed to pay $35 billion to service the loans. You know how much the government pay? $51 billion. $14 billion more than what they needed to pay. What kind of garbage? And you talk about you managing the economy well? Thank you for the...
Yeah, because all that money now would become, you would have more liquidity so you can go around. You
But
know?
the man promised to build this whole heap of house and can't build them, and you had the money to build them. It's the government fault why so much people now out a door. A Andrew Wellness fault why so much people out a door. A Nigel Clark fault. A Fieval Williams fault. Why so much people out a door right now?
I said it many times over again. This Melissa caught this government in their boxes on the couch just watching TV with them shoes off, socks off, everything. They're never ready.
Listen, this government...
They're never ready.
This government set up themselves for this. Ralston Hyman was warning them. Stop overpaying upon the debt. Build out the infrastructure of the country. Make the country stronger. And then you show your labor right them are idiot and all them fool. The Prime Minister come up Parliament and take the blame, you know. Show them, say, listen, see, here to get the earthquake, 7 on the Richter scale, over 300,000 people dead. Chile get an earthquake, 8.7, heavier than the one 80. Less than 800 people died. You know what the Prime Minister said? Because of the infrastructure, the difference in the infrastructure. Chile have solid infrastructure, 80 not built properly. And at the same thing mash up Jamaica. And you have only a labor writer run about 1 p.m. greatest Prime Minister. On a fool like duck.
One more thing before you go, before me go, Colin. You know, so me live at Japan though, where I lived in Japan before, where they have earthquake every single day. I don't know if nobody know, but Japan has tens of hurricane earthquake every single day.
Yeah.
Every single day.
But California don't get one earthquake too.
But not to the scale as Japan.
Right, but
Japan, yeah.
But California get
we do.
shake. Yeah.
Yeah, we do. But a lot of them, you don't really feel them, you know? It's very, you know, but and I'm talking about 8s and above as it relates to the magnitude. And when the thing they are going to Japan, them just sit down and read them newspaper and them drink them coffee same way because the infrastructure is built such that everything move with the earthquake.
Yeah, yeah. And we are building buildings out here. We are building buildings out here like that too. We have some buildings out here like that too.
Well, it need to be everywhere. Your house, everybody. It need to be everywhere. That's what we need to adapt. So them we are no partner because we're not used to it, but them just sit down and say, okay, all right, you know, earthquake, whatever.
All right, my brother.
You know
Bless up.
So yeah, man. See
One love. Thanks for the call. Anybody. And let me tell you something that Ralston and I had a discussion this morning. We were talking. And you know, there was an argument the other day, Nats, about who are gonna get a beating and gotta give Jamaica a beating. Hold on the caller. Person was saying gotta give Jamaica a beating. And you know what we realized this morning? It's not the hurricane or the beating, you know. It's what going to happen now. Is the beating that Jamaica going to get. And I shiver to think about what happened down at 80. Caution, what go on?
Yeah, me there. I want to ask a couple questions.
Yeah.
Tell me something, Shaka. I live in America. Where in the world you know where people pay money on their bill and that money is insurance towards a light and power company.
Jamaica.
Yeah, but Shaka, you're telling me that JPS basically don't have any insurance.
We pay the insurance. They have some insurance. I think that the lines on the road, those can't be insured. But whatever insurance they have, we paid for them.
But Chaka, if before the rain fall, we have to give them money, right? And then when you look and you see at the man at JPS, that man should be fired in a Shaka. JPS take how much of taxpayers' money to refurbish whatever happened during burial. And this man is coming to tell us that they take taxpayers' money and the system that they built wasn't built for a category 5, when from ever since in history, we have gotten category 5, hurricanes. So there's no way no system in Jamaica should not be built at a category 5. My next question, Shaka.
Yeah.
I live in America, right? And let me tell you something, Shaka. When Housing Trust used to build houses, you have inspector come. And every time you get to a certain stage, the inspector inspect, right?
That still happen.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you what's not happening, Chaka. You see some of the private people like you see Edmund Ridge where Andrew Holness open, Chaka.
Yeah.
And you have a next one named Aberman, Shaka.
Yeah.
If the inspector go there and pass that building, Shaka, that inspector need to be fired. It cannot be, Shaka, that every time something happens, the mechanism that will hold people responsible, all we can hear is that we're going back to look at the mechanism. This come like when every time somebody escaped from jail, right? Or like the other day, a man gets stabbed in a jail and dead. And all we can hear is that we're going back to the mechanism. Shaka, until we start hold people accountable, Shaka,
that is
Jamaica
it.
will never change.
That is it. We have to start holding them accountable, my brother. Until people start to pay, not just hold them accountable. But
No,
when we
Shaka, they
find
got to
them
pay.
guilty of dereliction of duty, of neglect and those things, and pilferage, and people who are steal from the purse, and they get the punishment necessary, then people will start to understand, brother.
And then my last question, Shaka, to the people of Jamaica, to the Jamaica Labour Party, more want them answer me this question. How many entities they have collected money on behalf of the government?
The Labour Party now collect no money on behalf of the government. I don't think so.
All right, listen what I said that, Shaka.
Yeah.
When them have the show what they are in New York,
Yes.
I went, but I'm sorry I went.
Why?
Because, Shaka, the money is being directed to an entity that is affiliated to Margie Marks.
Me not think of the show go on in New York. Me say the one we are go on Florida.
Shaka, the one we're going the 9th.
Yeah.
The one we're going this weekend.
Yeah.
If people spend time and read the fine print. And then we have Jamaica Gov. So I want to know, Shaka.
But me think of Shaggy did a lead that show there.
No, Shaggy was like the face of the show. But like them say 100% ticket sales or something goes towards an entity which is an arm of the Jamaican government, Shaka.
Yeah? Well, we need to check that out. That's not what I heard. Somebody just spoke to us a while ago. And they tell us, hold on. They tell us that the one that is coming up in January, that is the one that is going, the resources will be going to our entity that some people are saying that entity raised money for the Labour Party election. That's what some people are saying. We don't know.
No, that's what I'm telling you, Shaka. It's more than one of those entities. The
Wow.
one, you see the one that the IC is having problem with right now in court that took them to court?
Which one? You
You
mean
have-
one of the entity owned by the Prime Minister?
I don't know if it's owned by the Prime Minister, but I know they raise money
But
on behalf of the Jamaica Labour Party.
who take the IC to court? It's two people now take the IC to court, you know. It's the Prime Minister and the junior minister in the Ministry of Finance, Xavier Main.
No, Shaka, you have an entity just this week, I think Monday or Friday, who write to the court seeking to stop the IC from getting the relevant documents.
From
because
what?
things not running right.
From what?
I can't remember the name of the company, Shaka. But it's a charity organization and it is under the government of Jamaica, but they are collecting money for the government of Jamaica.
We're going to check it out. We're going to check that out,
Okay.
Caution. I'm not
and
aware.
my-
I'm not aware that you are giving me that information, so we're going to check it out.
Okay, all right. My last thing is Shaka.
Yes.
Why are poor people paying into housing trust? Because housing trust has changed since the Jamaica Labour Party. Can you remember one time you could have got housing trust and borrow a little piece of money if you do a little addition, Shaka?
No, but there are time period to that, you know. Yeah, but there are time period. So if you
Yeah,
get the
but
first
Shaka,
loan,
Shaka.
15 years after you can get a second loan. It depends. Yeah.
And my last thing is Shaka. When we have hotels in Jamaica, Shaka, and they don't pay into the pension scheme, and them lift up, like how them say 8 of them close down, right? And we see people on TV, a ball, and I say them do 17 years, 20 years,
Well,
10 years.
Well, let me tell you, that was one of the things that Peter Phillips was talking about, this contract that people using these short-term contracts and not employing the people permanent so that they don't pay into the pension scheme, they don't pay NIS to the people them, so the people them work as contractors and have nothing to get. It's something that the PNP had planned to change.
But Colin, all those rules are in place already and laws, you know, Colin. Now let me tell you something, because I come from the backside era, Clarendon to be exact. Colin, you know the majority of the backside people, them temporary, Colin.
Yeah, then that we are talking about, they are working on that contract.
Okay, so let me tell you something, Colin. My father was in the army, and my father had the long jump record up at the JDF.
Yeah.
And my father used to tell me this. Him say, it's either you don't want to do it, or you choose not to do it.
Caution. Hold on, caution.
that.
I see a lot of people in the chat room saying that it's the Spectrum Management Authority. The Spectrum Management, hold on, the Spectrum Management Authority is not a charitable organization. The Spectrum Management Authority controls the spectrum. They control the FM band, they are the ones who give the telephone company numbers and frequencies and that kind of thing. So that's not a charitable organization.
But listen now, Shaka.
Yeah.
I am saying this, and I'll say this to Jamaican people. The only reason why the Jamaican government keep allowing employers to employ you as temporary workers and keep laying you off after 90 days and keep doing it.
Yeah, man.
It's because it's benefiting the government. Because I'm going to tell you something, Shaka. Me pay into pension at Jamaica, and me no get none. Because them can't find the money. The Jamaican government are allowing these companies to come into the country, pay the workers less, and then run off with the pension and the NIS. So all the burden is left on the government to find this money. So if somebody is not benefiting, Shaka, it would not be so. It would not be so, Shaka.
You know, it was
And
this,
all them
you know
people
something?
that the hotel, Shaka, all them people that the hotel we are work, me not care when nobody wants it. All of them to walk off and leave because that industry generates US dollars. And if them can plug the JPS rate to the US dollars, why you don't plug the hotel workers rate to the US dollars?
You have a point. You have some solid
Why
point,
don't
Caution.
Why don't you? And why just like in America, Shaka? Why is it the judicial system, Shaka? Because people fail to understand, Shaka. The last decision that Jamaica got that was of some importance to the Jamaican people, and I wouldn't even say importance, that is of some clarity to the Jamaican people, is the Vybz Kartel case. And Jamaican people should realize that we are a court from outside who are to say to our courts, listen, this is bull crap. And when we look at it, the 3 judges who hear the appeal, one of them live America right now in Osaka.
Yeah?
One of the judges who was on the look at cartel appeal, he's in America now.
You mean one from England or one from Jamaica?
Huh?
One from England or one from Jamaica?
No, one of them who is from Jamaica.
Okay, that's the Jamaican Court of Appeal.
The Jamaican Court of Appeal. After the case, the man run away come America, Shaka.
Oh?
The man run away come America, Shaka. And we are seeing it over and over where the court. This is not something that's a mistake, Shaka. And I know we don't see nobody. We don't see Brian Sykes and discipline them. We don't expect anything from the GLC. Because the GLC is headed by Champagny. And people should take sleep mark that. The Prime Minister's liar, when them find him guilty, he steal the woman $18,500 US.
Hold on, Caution. Who is the Prime Minister's lawyer?
No, it's farmer liar.
Who you
The one went back, Brad.
You attack Patrick Bailey?
Patrick Bailey. The GLC, all they did was order him to pay back the woman money. The man don't get no jail time. The man license
But hold on, Carla. The GLC can't send him a jail. So what they do, they have hold on, Caution. Hold on. They have debarred him. So he can't practice again as a lawyer. But the GLC can't send nobody a jail.
Okay, but if the GLC don't send him a jail, Shaka, which I don't expect. We expect the GLC to discipline some of the lawyer them.
But they have debarred Patrick Bailey. He can't practice as a lawyer no more in Jamaica.
He can't practice, so Shaka. All I'm saying, Shaka, because justice delayed or justice half given is not given, Shaka.
Justice delayed is justice denied, they say.
It's justice denied. So all I'm saying, Shaka, we see people get time, and the DPP appeal said the sentence too light.
Yes, we have seen that. There's a new that is now possible in Jamaica.
Okay, but we don't see the DPP office appeal when them file Dalrymple less than the crime what she commit.
Yes, sir.
That's the double standard I'm talking about, Shaka.
So you don't think Dalrymple got what she deserved?
No, the country didn't get what them deserve. If this woman moved almost $2 million and you find her 900,000.
Caution, we're going to run left, Here, give thanks.
All right, my brother. Cool.
Bless up and one love. Thanks for the call. That was Caution, a famous blogger. And I want to say something to the bloggers them and the vloggers them will watch this program. I don't mind you using content from this program or this channel. The only thing we ask is that you give our credit. Tell the people where you get the information from. Yeah? We don't want you to just take with content, use it and not give you no credit. You like when we play the clip from RGR News, we tell you, say RGR News, we play that clip there from. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. We are live on Caribbean Radio HD.
This is Jamaican Mama. Listen, I don't know what the JPS is doing in Jamaica because I paid my light bill all the time and I get a big light bill for almost $30,000 and we don't owe no light bill. How that comes?
Well, light bill for November is up by 7%. The OUR get
Yeah,
GPS
but
arrays. And,
if
I
I'm
think
paying,
I
alright.
think I just
So
see
if
something
I'm
from Philip Palwell, you know. Let me check my phone. Go ahead, caller.
So if I'm paying like 4,000 something for my light bill, oh, it's gone up to $30,000.
No, that shouldn't go up to 30,000.
The light bill on the internet, I don't have none and I don't owe any money from the start. And I still know the bills are bigger than before. That don't make no sense.
Why?
People are not going to be able to afford it. But nice program anyway. This is Jamaican Mama.
Thank you, Jamaican Mama. You hear say food price gone up too.
Everything gone up, man. One loaf of bread at Jamaica, you can't even buy it. It's better than buy saltfish and flour. And make some fritters.
Thank you for where you calling from, Jamaica, Mama?
Columbus, Ohio, man.
Ohio.
They pushed me back. Yeah.
All right, big up yourself.
But you know, it's as you said, it's not the damage of the country, you know, it's the people doing it.
Yes.
All right, respect, my brother, respect.
One love and thanks for the call.
One love.
This is the Colin Bell Show. We are on Portland Spice TV. We just get a piece of news from Philip Palwell. Make we put it on a machine and hear what Philip Palwell is saying. Something to do with GPS. So make we go listen to it.
In its bill update statement released to customers on December 15, the JPSCO did not indicate the number of days during which it utilized more expensive diesel fuel. This demands immediate substantiation. The JPSCO must provide the specific dates for the alleged decommissioning of regular LNG and renewable plants, and clearly state which billing cycles used estimated reading. The actions of JPSCO and supported by the OUR have highlighted an urgent need for the complete disaggregation of its bills to allow customers greater transparency and understanding how they are being billed and what they are paying for.
You see, it's stiff on the people, you know. Very stiff on the people of Jamaica right now because, hold the line for me, a lot of people not doing anything now to earn no money, you know. Lot of people, earnings gone. And even some of those who have lost their earnings are not in the areas that have been terribly affected by the hurricane, you know. But this whole thing is a cycle thing, go around and come around. So a lot of people used to get scallion and all them something from St. Elizabeth for sell. Now get that for sell right now, you know. Things down right across. So for JPS to slap on 7% on the bill right now when you are suffer, Ralston, what do you think about that?
Well, boy, it's a very sad situation, but the fundamental problem that we want the man to deal with is that the JPS infrastructure in terms of the LNG is offshore. So every time there's a hurricane, they have to put the ship in a safe harbor and then they have to move to use the expensive fuel. So going forward, we have to find a way to stop that. In the new dispensation, the infrastructure for the LNG must come onshore. It can't be that every time. And the same thing happened during Beryl. It can't be that every time.
That's what I was about to say, Ralston. They don't learn nothing from Beryl.
They don't learn nothing from Beryl. And we talk about it during Beryl, and it's still happening again. The people who are running the country, they're not learning. They're not learning, and then the consumers have to pay for that learning curve, yeah? The arrogance and the steep learning curve, because that's arrogance. Yeah, man.
Every mistake that a government makes, not just this one, is the people pay for it, you know.
Yeah, man. Taxpayers pay for it. Yep.
Raleigh, what has this government done over the last 10 years? Because in 2016, we were paying about 20 cents to 25 cents US per kilowatt hour for electricity. we are now paying anywhere between 40 cents and 50 cents per kilowatt hour. What
They
has
haven't
this?
done nothing.
Eh?
They haven't done nothing in terms of energy policy.
So you are saying for the last 10 years, the best prime minister, the best finance minister, the best government has not done anything to bring down electricity price. In fact, electricity price skyrocketed almost double under this government.
All they have done and what people praising them for is to paying down the debt faster than program for, which was a bad thing and which resulted in the catastrophe that we had after Beryl and after Melissa.
We're talking to Ralston Iman, the #1 financial analyst anywhere in Jamaica and the Caribbean. Unchallenged. So those of you on Caribbean Radio HD, this is the man that knows the figures about Jamaican economy. And when him talk, Pierre Mongrel go about go back a bush. Them no come to we, come back. And we ask any one of them out there, any GLP troll, any GLP operative, any GLP minister, any GLP consultant to come and challenge these figures that we give right here. Ralston, you said the government has overpaid on the debt. Explain that to my listeners what that mean.
Well, it means that they were paying down the debt to reach 60% of GDP 2 years faster than program for. They themselves admit it.
So, in April, the period April to August 2025, I tell you earlier, the government was supposed to pay how much on the loan on our debt, Ralston?
April to August 2025?
Yeah.
What? No, yeah, well, it was supposed to be 37 billion and they paid 50 billion.
37 billion it was supposed to be, and they paid 50 billion. Why you need to pay 50 billion on a debt of 37 billion? The due payment, hold on, the due payment, listeners, to service our debt in August was $37 billion. Why did the government need to pay 50 billion?
Although they say they were preparing for Melissa, yeah.
No, but why they paid the 50? Why?
Because they were racing to pay the debt. They hear them say they want to bring the debt to GDP ratio down to 60% faster than program for, so that them can get money for borrow cheaply because they wanted an investment grade. And when you get investment grade, you can get money for borrow cheaply. So they were more concentrating on borrowing money than producing and building the country.
But you have always been saying to the government, this is wrong. Stop it. It's wrong. Build out the infrastructure. What infrastructure mean? When you say build out the infrastructure, what were you talking about?
The school building them were crash. The drain them were overflow. The river them were never trained. The bridge them were never built. All of those things.
What about houses?
The rural road network, the houses, the rural road network, which collapsed. All of those things.
So, if you are saying, and you did a rough calculation, and you are saying since 2016, the government would have paid over $100 billion that they never need to pay to the banks.
Yeah, man.
What could that money have done, Ralston?
Build out a whole lot of infrastructure, build a whole lot of bridges, build a whole lot of schools, clean the drain them, rather than have to try clean them the day when the hurricane comes.
And how now are we going to get back to where we were, Ralston?
Well, it's going to take a long time to get back to where we were on prudent spending of the money that they borrowed.
We never build out the infrastructure.
No.
The Prime Minister never built the houses that he promised.
No.
And therefore, had the Prime Minister build the houses, Brother Gary, Andrew Holness promised we a whole heap of house. If him did build those houses, because him build about 300 rally, and a slab roof them in build. So those would have been able to withstand the Category 5 hurricane.
Of course. Of course.
So the fact that... Go ahead.
If we had trained the rivers them a whole lot of them want to overflow them banks and flood out the place.
So if we were building out our infrastructure, we would have gotten less damage in Hurricane Melissa.
Yeah, man, naturally. And that cannot be contradicted.
The government is also on a mission, Ralston, to take out a lot of money out of circulation. Last week, they took out $50 billion. And you were of the opinion that they wouldn't take out anymore because they said yesterday that they were going to put in, what, 21 billion?
21 billion, yeah.
Well, tell us what you find out today.
Well, they'll be taking back 36 billion tomorrow.
So tomorrow.
So the net addition will be negative $15 billion. Yep.
So tomorrow is what date? The 16th?
The 17th.
Tomorrow is going to be the 17th. The government is going to be taking out $30 billion just before Christmas.
$36 billion.
$36 billion out of circulation. And listeners and viewers, what normally happens in December, the government push money, it put more money into circulation. Isn't that so, Raleigh?
Yeah, man. But the governor says his priority right now is inflation. So he might take out.
He's taking it out.
Yeah, man. So I'm saying inflation is my focus on.
Ralston, tell me if because I look on this economic thing and maybe too simple. So maybe me I simplify the thing. In a position like this, the government right now have about 700 million US at their disposal. Why is the government not spending that money? Because from where I sit, I would have started spending money so that things start happening. Am I crazy?
Well, I agree with you. The only them alone can explain it because the longer them take to start spending the money, and the longer the economy will take to recover, the more the people are going to suffer. So it's just inexplicable why nothing is happening right now. Just inexplicable. Incompetence.
Colin, I am one of your biggest listener. Raleigh, make it clear. Raleigh, make it clear. Is things up another level? Why don't they come to your show? Because cost is the way for them. Oh, that's why they don't come. They want to quarrel. But
Yeah,
Raleigh,
Raleigh,
make we look on this thing here properly now. They put $40 million in the US market today, right? So people can get more US to buy. How much US did the market require today?
Well, they only took the 40 today.
They only took the 40. They're going back tomorrow?
Well, I doubt that because the people are looking and say, yeah, it's pointless for we take a whole part US dollars to go buy goods and services and the money in the system to the people and buy from we. All of them things are just step on the shelf and we're going to have a problem.
So the people now have no money to spend. So the merchants and the small business people have to look at it and say, no, make no sense to go buy this whole heap of goods.
Yeah, no make no sense to buy this whole heap of goods because them not going to sell. Because nothing not going on in the economy.
And they are saying that that's the way they are going. The governor of the Bank of Jamaica, what is his responsibility?
Well, he claims that his primary responsibility is fighting inflation. We believe that the responsibility at this time must be to get the economy going again. So we believe that what I'm saying is misplaced. Yeah, because you can't find the economy in a depression where 41% of the economy get wiped out. And then you say,
Stop, Raleigh, the minister said that is not so.
Yeah, I know a fair thing, but
the minister,
in the reality,
people, the government accept that the damage to Jamaica is at a cost of 8.8 billion US, which is 41% of Jamaica's GDP. The GDP before the hurricane was what, 20 billion US. But the Minister of Finance said that is just a measurement. It's not real. What can go so?
Madness. So the people who are the business who lose all them stock and them machinery and them thing, How them all get back to business without them thing then?
Well?
And that is why we are saying that the governor, in conjunction with the Bankers Association and the minister, should have lower the interest rate so that the farmers can get affordable financing. Should have lower the interest rate so that mortgage rate can go down, so that people can get money for build and buy affordable houses, so that we can get those two sectors which were damaged badly up and running again, just like how they want to get JPS up and running again. It's pointless to get JPS up and running again if the people don't have the house and all of them things then. So all those things should have been taking place simultaneously, so you have a big stimulus in the economy and the recovery faster.
If the people them not have no house, I wish part JPS will put on the light pan.
That's the point me I make to you, man. That's why I tell you, say them disjointed, them not coordinated in what them are doing. All those things should have been running together. Right now, as we speak, you should have a whole heap of truck down so roll. Montreal are working at night right now. Chinaman are working at night at Fix Back Road. Yeah, local contractors are working at night at Bill House. And them something there. That's going on down there right now.
We should have built over 5,000 houses already, don't you think?
Yeah, of course. The builders to them could have built that long time.
But Raleigh, can the government operate without proper information of the damage on the ground? The question I'm asking you, can they respond properly without the assessment being done?
No, so all of those things should have been completed already.
You spoke
That's
to
6 weeks, I'm going to 7 weeks now.
You spoke to Pernell Charles Jr. yesterday morning, and he spoke about volunteers assisting with the assessment. Does that make sense, Raleigh? Why is the government refusing to pay? Why they're not paying people to get this assessment done?
That's the point we're making on them have the money. You think people now, in them hard time, yeah, are going to take up themselves, drive them vehicle, go down and St. Elizabeth in that devastation, go work for nothing.
But why the government don't want to pay? Because that would also be a part of kickstarting the economy.
Of course. And them have the money. And I like to them not have the money.
Is it that the government don't understand or don't know how to spend money? What is happening, Raleigh? This is pure garbage. How you can you're begging people to do the assessment?
Madness, man.
You're begging overseas people to send people, and then you have how much hotel workers who have lost their job down there. You have call center workers who have lost their jobs. You have teachers who are not working. You have even the same people in the ministries down there who them building damage, them now work. Why you don't pay people? Is it too much to spend $120 million to get the assessment done in 7 days?
But look how much money you have. You have all of this money. You have all this money that you collected. What is it that you are doing with the money? Those are the things that the money should be used to do.
But why? Why they itching, Raleigh? Why the itch?
Why, Colin? I can't answer that question, because all I am seeing is the real danger next year, when the people are under this pressure and the thing get very explosive, because the whole inflation thing with food and everything, they affect the entire nation. Yeah, so it's not only people down the west. Everybody in Kingston and all these places are being affected by the increase in inflation, increase in electricity bills. Yeah, so the thing really, the pot of bubble. Yeah, and man, them a delay, a fiddle while Roma burn.
And the people them from St. Elizabeth would normally carry up the food. Now come up. Can't come up.
No, them not going to come up with. What am I come up with?
Have the government start issuing any money to farmers to get farming, to employ people to put in the crops?
No. Nothing is happening, the man them say. Nothing, the man them say, nothing happen. Everything I move at snail pace. Yeah? The way the land them should have clear with tractors and all of them something there and them thing their seeds are going and the man them might get affordable financing and all of those things. Yeah? Nothing happen. I always say the governor run and say, boy, my responsibility is inflation, and that's why we're tightening up on the money supply and all of those things. And the minister cut the capital budget and can't answer the question. That's all that happened.
Let me take time out to say good evening to Sister Tanya, Brother Leaford, Real Montego Bay. Good evening. Welcome to all the people at Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4. This is the radio station that covers the most of Florida as any one radio station. all of South Florida, go all the way up to Jacksonville. We have been heard on the HD channel. HD radio now in Ralston. FM I go up still eat, you know. So serious talking now, Raleigh. Serious talking. What are your predictions for next year? First quarter.
Well,
give me your first quarter prediction.
First quarter will decline, man. So we'll have the 2 consecutive quarters. We'll go straight in a recession. Even Wayne himself admitted. And the recession can be deeper and end up in a depression if them continue to move at the pace at which them move and continue to pursue the policies that them pursue. Because the contractionary policies them pursue. So the economy already contracting because of the natural disaster. And it looked like them want to contract the economy because of the economic disaster.
So we're going to have a man-made disaster.
Yeah, of course. The way the man manage the thing is a man-made disaster.
So Raleigh, by your training, you are saying that the government is going in the wrong direction.
Wrong direction. Just like they were doing before, them continue the same direction that they were going in before that caused the hurricane to be so devastating. Them in the same direction, them not change nothing.
And we're throwing out a challenge to all labor right bloggers and vloggers and broadcasters and journalists, to the ministers to come and tell we say we're wrong with what we are saying. We are challenging them.
Yeah, man.
Come.
Also the same thing. Cuts in the capital budget, liquidity mopping up, interventions at the foreign exchange market, no stimulus, no nothing to move the economy from the devastation in which it is now in.
And what Ralston Hyman is saying to you, my people, with this problem that we are having with the hurricane, you shouldn't be cutting spending.
No.
The government now should be spending their capital budget and want to spend more. But Raleigh,
precisely.
If over all these years the government has failed to spend the capital budget, how they must spend $3.6 billion? Tell me.
That's the point I'm making. That is why them should have said, yo, we are going to go to emergency procurement. That is why we need a national broad-based committee. All of the committee in a setup yet. We are going to go to the national broad-based committee so that there's accountability, because we have to move to with emergency procurement in order to get the place up and running again.
You hear anybody name calling at the NARA? So them people are going at the NARA?
No committee has been named. We don't hear the announcement, but nothing has been done. It hasn't moved from there.
You think
7 weeks after.
You think the Prime Minister stuck, or I don't know. You think the Prime Minister has been overwhelmed by this rally?
Yeah, man, him can't manage it, man. And him no involve nobody else, although him can't manage. Because him never have managed well before the hurricane. And now that they have the hurricane, them still want to hold on to everything and don't want nobody to help them, and them just can't manage it.
How long now him announced the NARA? About 3 weeks now?
Almost a month ago.
He announced that he's going to put this NARA, this committee in place. And we don't hear one man named to the committee yet.
I remember Mark Golden called for it before him, and then Peter Phillips called for it before him, and then as a sham, him said that alone.
So maybe him not do it.
Yeah, him not do it, man. Yeah, man.
Rotted.
Yep, not do it.
My people, I am concerned as a Jamaican who live here. I don't know who no concerned.
Yeah, man.
This is serious.
Serious matter, man. Not a joking. Not a joke, man. Not a play thing.
If we go down in the first quarter, which you are predicting, what are you predicting for the second quarter of next year, Ali?
Same thing.
You think we're going to decline again?
This thing can end up in a depression if them continue to move at the pace at which they're moving.
But isn't it possible that if them start spend the money there, the thing can grow?
Of course.
Can get back to where we were.
Of course. But look on it. Time. Christmas. We're not Christmas now. Nothing going to happen. Right? If them not start the something in January, then in the second quarter we're going to decline again, because them can't get nothing for the first quarter again. Yeah?
Yeah.
Because nothing start. Christmas now, everything down.
I want to start push no farmers for do nothing yet.
No. Right. So if you don't start do nothing in January, then the second quarter will be another decline. So I end up with 3 consecutive quarters of decline like last year.
You see the Prime Minister giving friend Black River for clean up? People, the Prime Minister give him friend and him business partner and the chairman of UDC. Well, him give the UDC Black River for clean up. Black River should have clean up already.
Long time.
You sat down for a month. I'm going to say a month because me give him some time to look at the thing and get cracking. You sat back for a month and the place not start clean up.
That me I try to tell you, so if the man just start clean up the place in a Christmas, we in a slow period. No real work now gonna start upon that till January. Yeah? It'll take them 2 to 3 weeks to clean up the place in February. Yeah? And then you not talk about Westmoreland yet, you not talk about Hanover yet, you not talk about certain sections of Montego Bay. Yes, you said the whole thing is a joke, man.
Some people saying that we are expecting too much too fast, Ralston.
Well, they must be very die-hearted JLP people and not Jamaicans. So go and tell the people them that who know us to live in a garbage every day. Yeah? And live with the elements every day. Sun come, burn them, rain come with them. Go and tell them, say, yeah, the man them are move at the right pace. Tell them that. And the people who are saying they are expecting much, ask them if them could have withstand all of that.
But Raleigh, if the man them wait till, because the Minister of Labour say the assessment are done the end of January. Know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Then if the assessment done the end of January, when them people will get some help?
That's the point me I make to you, brother. That's the point me I make to you. So we're expecting at the first quarter. If them have done that in January. Yeah, in February, the first quarter almost done. Remember 3 months, you know. And nothing start happening. All them to the shot done already. So if them to pay the people them to that done already and them have the money with them do the money with them collect.
That is my big question. Yeah. Why
with
the government
don't
want to spend no money?
Yeah.
Government have to spur the economic activity. Government have to inject some money in it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's their responsibility. That's their responsibility. They have to set the tone and then the private sector will follow.
Brother Raleigh?
Private sector now go out there and build bridge and build road and fix river and everything. They have government responsibility.
And
then the private sector follow.
Government, I hear him calling the man them from Pinnacle to come build low income housing.
Madness, man.
The Prime Minister is overwhelmed.
Yeah,
and
man.
Those of you who are praising him need to start tell him straight.
Yeah, man. Can't manage this, man.
It not happen. It's not happening. The minister's not working.
No.
You understand? Look at Flow, Digicel, and even GPS. They are working. Where is the government entities that are moving? The man say them collect 40,000 of the assessment already. And the intention is to do 150,000. You are less than a third. Less than 1/3.
1/3. Yeah, man. I say, remember, you have to count out the rest of this month because nothing happen for the rest of this month.
Yeah, everybody want them party. Everybody want to do something.
Yeah.
Raleigh, we have to keep on watching it, keep on educating the people.
Yeah, man.
But
every
for
time.
me, it is scary.
Yeah, man. And of course, it is scary. It's scary, man. Scary. Yeah, man. The incompetence is glaring.
Fieval, as the Minister of Finance, Raleigh, Minister of Finance and Planning, is that our portfolio?
Public Service, Minister of Finance and Public Service.
So she told the Public Service not to have any party this year. And therefore, the people them would normally cater for the parties and the DJs them would normally play and the live band and all of them people they lose their work there.
I'm going to get to work from the private sector.
But why couldn't the minister said to the public sector, go down to West, go have treat, use the same people them, and put on a treat down there so that some of the people them can get some of the good food and the niceties that are normal.
That would have been more. That would have been a good thing, and that would be more economical. Yeah, that could have worked.
Is the government out to starve the people, Raleigh?
That could have worked. Yeah, man.
Is the government out to starve the economy, starve the people?
Mm-hmm.
Me have to ask that because
that would be a better suggestion. Yeah, man. That could have worked.
if you're stopping economic activities, what you doing?
Yeah, man.
Raleigh,
That would be a good project. Yeah, man.
I could talk again, yeah, brother.
All right, brother.
Big up yourself and thanks.
Yeah, man.
Ralston Hyman, the #1 financial economist. Caribbean radio people, Nicky Boo, Real Montego Bay, Sister Tanya, Mama Joy. There's no other financial analyst in Jamaica in a Ralston Hyman class. And we say that without any apology. This man can call it before it happens. Well, hold on, if you have to talk to people, they have to hear you. So, let me find a microphone. Let me find you a microphone, Mama. If you have to talk to people, they have to hear you. You can't talk and nobody now hear you. Go on now, talking at, yes.
All right, so as I hear you talk about entertainment and
Yes.
treat. So you know this place in Port Antonio that I normally bake cake for.
You mean up at the infirmary?
Oh.
Mm.
So I was called by the person who normally call me.
Yes.
And for sure your things really bad, you know. They normally would buy the ingredients and give me, and then my part is to make the cake for them.
Yeah.
And I normally bake like 18 to 20 cakes.
Yeah.
So on my way from the airport, he called and he said to me, you know, it's that time again.
Yes.
So I said, okay, how many you want this time? He said 12. So I sent him the list. And to my surprise, him called me back to and said, boy, you know, we have to go cut it though.
Can't find the money.
We have to go get 8.
You see,
the things are very, very expensive.
let me tell you something. I said to people that it's not just the people them down at West are going to suffer, you know. The beating where we all get is now. The whole Jamaica going to get a beating because the thing is a circle. Yeah? And a lot of things come from St. Elizabeth, Trelawney. The yam, most of the yellow yam come from between Manchester, Trelawney, St. Elizabeth, that mash up. Yeah? Whole heap of the scallion and the melon and them thing there. Mash up. We're going to have to import a lot of things. And the longer the government takes to get going, to get back money in a people's hand, yeah? And the worst it's going to be. And I keep warning this country, you know. And I keep warning all of you know. The example of delay in this situation is 80. The example of delay, moving slow, too slow, is 80. 80 got a lot of money after the earthquake 2010. Whole heap. And I saw one of my favorite personality came here, Bill Clinton. Yeah, man, one of my favorite personality. But when you look at Bill Clinton and 80, it no make for a good reading. Yeah? It showed some problem. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD. Go ahead, caller.
Colin,
Yes.
I want to encourage the opposition in the parliament to pay attention to Owen Newell. If I'm going to pay attention to him and stay on task when they're asking questions and actually let them answer them instead of trying to debate with them. Ask them questions because that guy asked some really intelligent questions.
Yeah,
and
man.
make some really good points.
You heard him yesterday? He was on here yesterday, you know.
Yeah, man. I listened to him yesterday, and listen. If they could stop, sometimes you need to stop, you know. And you're Jamaican. We're patriotic Jamaicans. It has nothing to do with who is in power. It's accountability.
Yes.
The word across the board is accountability.
Yes.
The current leader of the country, he wants to promote accountability, but he only wants, you're not supposed to question him. Don't criticize me. Do not question me. Do not ask me for any more information. Whatever I give you, that's a dictatorship. That's not a freedom of speech country. So I want the parliament, because this is where he made a statement, because he said himself up in it. He said it clear. He said this is the ultimate place for accountability. So we need oppositions who are in the House to be on their P's and Q's, read, get the information, and bring it to the parliament. Ask the question for the people.
Ask the pertinent questions.
Yes.
Totally agree with you.
Yes. And I think Darrell Vaz, I'm going to tell you something, man. I think they let Darrell Vaz off and they fall into some of his traps and start go back and forth with him. You do not go back and forth with somebody who's confrontational. You use intelligence and you question and you hold firm on your questions. And if you don't answer me, somebody else along the line should have a follow-up question for that same question if you didn't answer me directly.
Yes, yes. So they have to do it like a tag team.
Yeah, but this is the reality of what you have to study. You have to study what you're working with, you know.
Because
not against, you know, what you're working with.
Hold on. After Omar whole favor already in a date letter off, you know.
This is personal, because we get into the personal space. And they use emotion sometimes and get them into a space where you cannot be in this league, playing this league with people who are, because to be honest, you know, they have some top-notch people to throw you after your game, you know. Because if you have any point or any question, you cannot come out and ask it.
Yeah.
If there's anything that you ask, somebody come out and right away them tell you, no, do not listen, do not this.
Yeah, man, because them have a whole heap of things to hide to, you know, so they are planning on how to hide them and how to distract from the point, from the main point.
Yes. The financial analyst, he's been saying since yesterday, there's no country in this world that rebound without putting money back into their economy.
Yeah.
If you look at COVID in the United States, they keep going back to Katrina, they keep going back to the United States and their issues. United States actually encouraged the government encouraged money back in the economy. Because they have to flood the economy to keep the economy up.
And the government have to put back money in the economy, you know. That's why you have a capital budget, you know, to spend on the country's infrastructure. The government have to encourage spending. So if the government have all this money right now and lock it down and not spend it, and the economy are starved, and every week they take out this amount of money out of the economy, where people go and get money for
and
spend.
Get it out of the country. You take it and put it out of the country with no way of returning on the investment. There's no way of returning on investment. Construction is one of the only markets that you can literally, because construction go from labor help with no skills, it goes from skilled labor, it goes from the wholesale, it goes from the money and sell the sand, it goes for so much people that a nurse and a doctor and a lawyer cannot affect the economy the way construction affects the economy. And anybody can tell me something different, anybody in this world tell me something different, then we can have a conversation. Construction, and where you need to put back money in the construction of the community. What you do, you uplift the community. Uplifting me, see some work I go on over this so I can go get a job.
Yeah, man.
Me used to do some work down the hotel now open, me go over there, go do a day work.
Then that.
So it becomes now, then you're going to grow your skills. This is what we forget, you know.
Brother.
We're going to grow our skills on-site training.
The government of Jamaica right now is a caller. The government of Jamaica right now sit down on $112 billion where them have right now can spend $112 billion. Not million, billion. And the Minister of Labor are talk about voluntary work. Forget the data to say how much people need X, how much need Y, how much need Z. Yeah? The government have over $112 billion sit down pan right now. I mean, I talk the money where people donate. That not in the 112 billion I talk about, you know. That not in it. The government of Jamaica sit down pan this money here and watch people are dead and are starve and are sleep out a door.
The whole point of it is you cannot rebuild from something from the outside. You have to rebuild from inside. You keep talking about, they keep saying resilient. How is it you're going to have a temporary solution that you're going to leave there that's going to be resilient for the future?
But this temporary solution, my brother, here's my problem with the temporary solution. The temporary solution will not be available for 90 days.
Then you start right away.
If you have a temporary solution that you're going to put on this minute, right now, on the ground, fine. You're going to have to wait 90 days for this temporary solution to be on the ground when you could be revving up the economy by building out houses for the people. Brother, me no like disrespect my prime minister or my government, but I idiot thing I go on here, so. Idiot thing. And someone know where they on social media, a big up government, you don't need to go sit down, take a chill pill. You don't need to stand down. Stand down. A whole pound where the government appear. You know, a bossy slave. Sell or not sell out Jamaica. And me soon start call some of their name to you know. Look like my sister Richard here go. Me soon start call some of them names, some of them bossy slave. Where they are defend a government where now ramp up the economy, not doing what they are supposed to do. I want to depend on social media. I want to just set up. What of man? What of eh? Me I get upset with you know. You know a part of the problem. Yes, Sister Tanya, the government of Jamaica right now have over 100. It's not just 1 or 12. They have more than that. Because when I make when I do the calculation, it's really they have 112 billion 700 million. Yeah? Sit down pan where they can use to kickstart the economy, money where they have right now. That is not a part of the 3.6. That is not a, if they say 6.7, that is the 700 million. The government of Jamaica right now have $700 million. That include the money from the catastrophe bond. It include the money from the CRIF, that are the insurance where Omar Davis start. It includes some drawdown from the IMF. So some are it a loan, some are it a insurance. Over 112 billion. You can tell me say that a lie. And the government a beg people figure do assessment. Put some money in the West. Start spending money. The government said they spent $175 million for care package after the hurricane. Based on the magnitude of the problem, $175 million is nothing. So all I want to where I say the government not spend that on the top of no crap. Just do some calculation and you realize that is nothing that can't feed nobody. $175 million. Because him say him spend 50 before the hurricane. 175. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah? No, 100, not 7. 175 million. 175 million. Zin? If the government spend 175 million, and you even say when you go to supermarket it's 10,000. Me have 10,000 can't buy no food for nobody at Jamaica, you know. To feed no family of 4, you know. But let's say 10,000 then spend. Hold on. Let me put in the division sign. So you're going to divide that now. 175 million divided by 10,000. 10,000. A 17,000 package that, you know. 17,000 package. Now, I'm showing you yesterday the other day. One supermarket sitting. This year. I'm showing you this year the other day. This is 20 what? 23,000. This are 23,000. And no rice not upon it, and no flour not upon it. No sugar not upon it. And it was how much pound of chicken is upon it? About 5 pound of chicken. So not upon it really. Little house cleaning stuff. Yeah? So if you calculate it at $20,000, you can buy 9,000, not even 9,000 package. So see what we're talking about. Look at what we are talking about and start using the head. Using the head and stop have gut feeling. When you don't have gut feeling, go on a toilet. A diarrhea you have. All I know we are talking off on a gut feeling. Diarrhea you have. When there's a set of wicked people, you know. When there's a set of wicked people. I mean, I'll get to a stage where I'm going to tell off all I want, you know. We're out there collect for bamboozle people. Out there tell lie. The Prime Minister said, "We must stop tell lie." The Prime Minister of Jamaica said, "Him no in nothing we don't know. Because no too lie." Let me play what the Prime Minister says, Sister Tanya. Let me play what the Prime Minister said.
There are those people, and I'm saying it here, who are vested in telling you lies to mislead you. For what reason? I don't know. Maybe they want the country to descend in chaos. They don't like to see law and order. I'm saying to you, be careful of the information that you consume. Information is like food. If you consume bad food, it will make your body unhealthy. If you consume bad information, it will make your mind unhealthy. Why would somebody come on social media, make a post and say something that the government never said? And some people believe it. I urge all of you to think before you consume the lies that people are telling you. It will only lead you to make bad decisions.
Hold on. Hold on. So, but you never tell me, say, oxtail upon this. 1.38 kilo of oxtail. That's a 2 pound. 2 pound of oxtail is $3,020. Hold on. So tax the for oxtail? Aye. Me never hold on, people. Hey, come again. 2 pound of oxtail is $4,168.01. And then this is 2 pound of goat meat too. So tax the on goat meat too? 2 pound of goat meat. But the goat meat there are oxtail. Hey, hold on there. Wait. 2 pound of goat meat, $4,355.63. I want to see chicken. I will see chicken, you know. See the chicken here, 3 chicken breasts. Oh. So, hold on. The 3 chicken breasts is $1,250. So that how much kilo this? 1.6 kilo. So it's little over 2 pound too. So hold on. So a pound of chicken breast a $769? No, not 700, man. It can't be, because the total is... So a pound of chicken breast is $625. 40 cents. Meat no tax? What do you mean meat no tax? And a tax bring up this, mama? Yes, man. Me now call it supermarket name, but the tax. The oxtail tax. No tax, not upon the chicken. So, you understand what I mean when me tell you say $175 million can't buy nothing. Rubbish. Good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4. Yeah, the person call and hang up. Guess then change their mind. My people, if we don't start calling out this government, Jamaica going to fail. There was a question one time that we asked if Jamaica is a failed state or is a failing state. And I normally say to people, neither. We're still good. But if we sit down and allow these wrongs to go unchecked, we are going to have a problem. No, the chicken was not taxed. There's no tax on the chicken. But the ox still have tax on the goat meat. There should not be any taxes on food, especially basic food item. Well, maybe they don't call oxtail basic. Or goat meat, maybe those are not basic, but the chicken would be classified as basic food item. But I was saying, and I don't want to lose this point, that people need to call on the government to do right. If it's your side, you support the Jamaica Labour Party, you support Andrew Holness, the intention must be you want to see him do well. So if he's not doing well, you need to call it out and say, hey, you're not doing well. At one time in the campaign, the other day, him say, him no want nobody but film supporter them to hold him accountable. Remember him say that? No need no PNP to hold him accountable. Nor nobody when no vote. Film people when vote for him, we hold him accountable. And them kind of information there, you feed the people them. And then you tell them careful of information. I want to play this clip for you, you know. And hear how anti-Faval mix up and telling lies. Because there's so much that they are hiding from the people of Jamaica. So much that they are hiding. And we wonder why they don't want to just come and tell with the truth. Nothing but the truth, so help us God. Why is the government doing this? Listen to this, my people.
Or figure of 450 million US, not in the supplementary, but part of the overall loan package that the international financial institutions were providing, a part of the $6.7 billion. Could you provide some clarity as to what that 450 million US allocated or earmarked for JPS would be used for?
So, member, the Ministry of Energy could give you further details, but in essence, this facility would be available to JPS, as they had indicated that there was a need for additional funding, where we would like for the 150 million that was allocated to them as a loan for that to come back to us out of this facility. But all of that is left to be worked out.
So if I'm understanding you correctly, we have provided an upfront loan of 150. The international financial institutions have made a provision of 450 million, which JPS can draw down on and use that to repay the government the 150. Is that correct?
I can say to you, you don't have to worry that the government is going to lend the entire amount, right? Already, our international partners have indicated that within that package that's announced, there is about 450 million for JPS. And what that will do is allow for our loan of 150 million to be repaid back to us, so we get back the liquidity.
Hold on.
It didn't happen.
Hold on. Stop her. Because let me stop her. Go ahead, Carla.
Mr. Colin.
Yes, sir.
You see anything when we get to Jamaica, we deserve it because we get warning. But here we stiffen we heart, and straighten we neck, and we go take what we take for one belly full, and we full the belly for the one night. So you see anything we happen to we know, we deserve it because we never want the good where did come. So we take, then it say, go away with Jesus and give it Barabbas. So he then get, so anything they get, then take it. The children of Israel, they ball out. The children of Israel, they ball out, so they want a king. God did a then king. But then say they want bro God, then go bro God, they want somebody to rule them with an iron fist, make them take it.
So in this case, who is Jesus?
Just literally speaking, then did I get something and then go against it and take Barabbas. There's an African proverb.
So in this case, who is Barabbas?
They have him right there now. They have him right there now. They have him right there now. Let me tell you something, man. There's an African proverb that says, out of hatred for the cockroach, the ant voted for the insecticide. And the fly who had nothing to do with it. Now all of them die. So
hold on. Out of hatred for the cockroach, the ants
voted for the insecticide.
And the insecticide,
the fly who did not vote it,
dead
the
too.
fly himself who did not vote, him dead too. So here and that happened to the country right now. We get what we deserve. So here we did attack all along. All of this did out there come, but here because we, the people, were so stupid. And you can't say feed them lie. They were fed the lie by him. And then go light up hook, line, and sinker. So here anything they get, make them take it.
So
and
what
if they want, they deserve it.
So what about those who never voted? What about those who never voted for it? They must take it.
That said, out of hatred for the insecticide, out of hatred for the cockroach, the ants vote, but the fly never vote. But him get affected too. So I see something I reach the country.
Massa. This is an evening of Proverbs.
The country. Hate when the ants hate the cockroach. Him say yes, the insecticide I go solve him problem. But better yet, him never know say the insecticide I go affect him. But the fly did sit down over there and say he's not enough to do this, so him not get involved. But now it's affecting him as well. This is the same thing that's happening to the country. We never take heed, so we get where we are. Have a good night, my brother. God bless you.
Bless you too, my brother. Sister Marvin, welcome. Welcome to everybody in the chat room at Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4. Happy to have you, Sister Marvin. Sister Tanya, how things? It rough. You hear the man say? Out of hatred for the cockroach. The ants voted for the insecticide. The fly dead too. Also the ants. So, we're playing this clip for you here, the mix-up. But the Prime Minister has launched a war on misinformation. And when I look, I say Fieval, and I say, what is this? I say, what is this? Anti-Fieval, you told us one thing, and then you come with another thing. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. Hello, good evening. Yes, good evening. Welcome. Sorry about that.
How you doing, my brother?
You know, some day I do it though. My day here.
Yeah, me there take it easy 9. You know what we got talk about? What is your take about misleading information?
We bonfire upon misleading information. And that's why we say we have joined the Prime Minister with the war against misleading information. We are a part of that war. We are on the front line.
And him a talk about say him not afraid of nobody. Who him? After him man of God. I'm not afraid of the Prime Minister either. None of we not afraid of him.
But the Prime Minister can't afraid of nobody. Why the Prime Minister should be afraid of anybody? That should even be a thought.
Let me tell you something. Him can't stop nobody who they on social media from saying nothing what them wants because none of them on social media. When we there on social media, we're free to say anything what we
No,
want.
I don't agree with that.
All of we.
I don't agree with that. I don't like that argument. Free to say anything. No, and that's why I am saying to you that I am with the Prime Minister. I not say anything. You must speak the truth and only the truth. Yeah? People that come on social media with them propaganda and them misinformation and them lies. And you have some people on social media who are uninformed and have no information. And them just come out and look likes and look hype and a chat be a garbage. You don't have no information. You leave those topics alone. I am against misinformation, sir. So I don't agree with you that when you're on social media, you can't say anything you want to say. I don't agree with that. Sister Patricia, good evening. Don't agree with it.
But Prime Minister Dave likes say him not tell lie to all of them politicians there tell lie.
So what you need to do now when you find them lying, you need to document it and put it out. You understand?
Yes. One more question I would like to ask. Should the politicians hold accountable?
Of course. You're working for the public. You must be transparent and you must be held accountable.
Because when we're there on social media, we have to be careful of what we post, careful of what we say.
Definitely. And you must speak the truth and only the truth.
You know that when people there on TikTok, on YouTube, and them something there, people curse bad words on them something there.
No, but you see, that's why I tell people that I am not a vlogger nor a blogger. I am a broadcaster here, but thanks for the call. Blessings.
Yes, thank you.
One love. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Caribbean Radio HD.
Good evening.
Yes, caller, go right ahead, please.
This is wrong information.
You break.
And you know, I think the Prime Minister and them give people wrong information.
Well, when we find them, we call them out because, as we say, real mobile, we have joined that war against misinformation. So when we find them, we're going to bring them to the fore and we're going to put them out there. We're going to put the truth.
I more believe that information will go more than anybody. I can't remember that man.
You can't remember what?
What? He never thought nothing were truthful to me. No, fear does, but I can't remember it nothing truthful to me.
You can't remember the Prime Minister ever thought nothing truthful?
No, sir. I'm serious. A lot of time I listen.
Eh?
Bampley live, right? Yeah. To me,
He must
others
talk
might
something
have that
truthful,
response
man.
like me. Well, them me yet.
Yeah,
If
break.
you look for
Oh, yeah, break up, sir.
like business, don't know, might be me. Internet must not work properly.
Go on, now,
Even
may I hear you
even
clear
the
now?
light business.
Yeah.
Yeah, even the light business. You have Faber talking another thing. Daryl Bars talking another thing. So which one are true?
Then that's why you see me I
Don't
play this.
know.
That's why you see me I play this video, you know, because the whole heap of mix up. You know? Then to lie, man. Then to lie. The thing can't harmonize
so
them. When you hear them talk, everybody talk, yeah, different figure.
It's different. You don't know all of the finance because she's giving an impression of something else. The minister is giving thing. You have Daryl, so it seems like a trade them in the finance then because I don't know. Me have to think that.
Me think the Prime Minister or the Finance Minister.
Because
me think I Prime Minister run a show.
so well, all right. So why they make she come out and give people this holy?
Because the Prime Minister can't. The Prime Minister can't front. The Prime Minister can't front the Finance Ministry, you know, because remember now the Prime Minister have problem with him statutory filing. Prime Minister statutory filing over the last 4 or 5 years have not been certified. And the Prime Minister have the ICA court. And then you have a man like Xavier Main, the junior minister in the Ministry of Finance, has just been recommended to be charged by the Integrity Commission. And him follow the Prime Minister footstep now. Ghana court carry the Integrity Commission Ghana court. It's a mix-up bag here, brother. The bag mix-up. Stone in there, apple in there, orange in there, pepper in there, salt in there.
I don't know what will happen.
Me I go
what
run.
happened to that because
Me I run left you still. Me I run left you.
all right.
Big up yourself.
Thanks.
Big up yourself. You know me there. I wait. Why the Labour then can't call and tell we what is going on in the government? Yes. Why the Labour then can't call and tell we why the government not spending the money that them sit down upon? The government sit down upon over $112 billion. Over $112 billion that them should be using to step up the economy, and them not spend it. Listen to Fayeval, little more of Fayeval. I tell lie.
It didn't happen last Tuesday. It's happened after that.
So if I'm understanding you correctly, we have provided an upfront loan of 150. The international financial institutions have made a provision of 450 million, which JPS can draw down on and use that to repay the government the 150. Is that correct?
Okay. Just so you're aware, member, it's not something that is in place yet, but contemplated.
Minister, would you agree that just based on the questions asked earlier and the answers that you have given, that statement is premature and the loan is at now speculative at best?
What do you mean by speculative?
Meaning the loan is not there. It depends on JPS and the multilaterals working out an agreement for that loan to become available.
We've given or
listen to lie.
undertaken to JPS.
No, Minister, I'm speaking specifically to, I quoted you from the Hansard, where you said the 450 million, what that will do is allow for our loan of 150 million to be repaid back to us. I'm asking if that was accurate or if you will accept that that was a premature statement.
It was a statement that we believe will happen because
We wish along with you, Minister. Thanks.
what? I'm sorry. I never said I.
Hold on now, people. What favor I'll forget, you know? She forget that she did tell Julia and said the money not there, you know? She forget that, you know? And I saw Omar Newell stick her up. Hold on, Carla, coming to you because a whole heap of people are big up Omar Newell. And him deserve the commendation that he's getting because he's doing very well in the parliament. Hear Emily Shields about him.
There is a political neophyte from Central St. Mary, Omar Newell, who is turning up to the parliament, ready.
Yes.
Very good with his questions, very detailed in his analysis of the reams and reams of paper in front of him, and not being uncharitable in the presentations when he's making them. But the young man is so clinical in the questions he's asking that I warn government ministers and members, be up on your brief, because what Omar Newell is exposing, it is something to be applauded. He is to be encouraged, because that is the sort of keeping the ministers on the toes.
That's Emily Shields from RGR. OB just sent me that clip there. Say Colin play it. The youth sharp. Carla, welcome.
Well, thank you for having me, Colin. And I am bigging him up too.
Yes, man. I'm big up Central.
All are wishing,
Big up
we all
Central
are
St.
wishing
Mary
and
to send a
hoping.
youth like that to the parliament.
Big up, big up. Me agree. You know, hear me tell you, you know, hear me say we all wishing and hoping. And she's like, what? What? I did it. That's it. That's what we need in
Yes.
the parliament.
Yeah,
He is
the man dash your favor like a whole rug. Dash her away.
But you know what me hear you ask with this evening say? For the GLP them. Me love how you ask them the questions. Them no. We are put it to them. And put it to them, Colin.
No man, the government is not
Do
doing
you-
well. The government is
Do
not
you-
doing well, and I challenge any labor right to come and tell we otherwise.
Yes, Colin, because them behaving as if they are exempt. One Jamaica economy or is it two Jamaica economy? One for the PNP and one for the labor right. You have to ask them for true because them are going like say nothing happen to them. Good the PNP them if them are making look like the PNP a ball out. So we need to know how you guys getting the what we call it now, you get honey round the corner, we only get vinegar. I want to go on. See them we are calling, ask them.
Yes, man.
Because no, let's be serious now, Colin. This is what they said who are lead right now. Me not going at the other part. Let's talk straight now. How much percentage of Jamaicans agree said because we are looking now, you know, Colin, we not look at nothing yet. One a orange, one a lime. Not even lemon, one a lime, one a orange. So if you me use this now, if we squeeze the orange and we add the lime juice and the orange juice and we add little sugar, we have a very delicious drink. Just put in the ice in the heat there.
Yeah.
But it seems like them only want them bitter lime. It look like it's only the lime. They don't love orange because you know what me I say. Because come on, they not act like say them they are their brother's keeper. They not behave as if it not affect them. That means it is not affecting them. Colin, you see the evidence. Them not ball. A few of them are come out. But most of them, think about it, all the JLP MP them behind him, yes. But come on now. Isn't JLP in a Westmoreland?
Yes,
But
man.
then now,
Labor right and comrades there everywhere.
All
everywhere
right.
in Jamaica.
It's the JP in a St. Elizabeth calling. You hear them about?
Well, they are afraid to come out, but you hear people call us from time to time. One lady called where I went yesterday and said nobody no come our yard yet from Rona Lacovia, and that is in Floyd Green's constituency, the Minister of Agriculture. Yeah.
You know here Andrew Oni say in Floyd Green say enough he touch agricultural land.
No, you don't want to give away agricultural land for build house.
All right.
You don't want to
So
build
you
house. But hold on. But Floyd Green never tell him that when he give away the land them over Burnham Lodge. Why Floyd Green never tell him that about Burnham Lodge? That a farmland them land there. We should have farm up them land there. Because if those lands were under cultivation, them wouldn't did get damage in a Melissa.
All right. May I make you go on, you know, because when me taught you, me know you will pick up and you will start the conversation going.
Blaze
Because
in
you
the
know
fire.
something, Charlie?
Yeah.
There is when you look at it, it's not say we complaining for nothing or we speaking out for nothing. Come on now. So if it's two set of people, them in Jamaica, we vote and we out they voting, so we want for one economy and we vote. Come on, one is getting food and one is starving. They always say the squeaky wheel him squeak.
The squeaky wheel get grease.
Squeak loud.
The squeaky wheel get grease.
So them a breeze underneath the corner, they and the other one, them nah get none, that's why it a ball out. So and on top of that, in Portland with that case with those young ladies what had to come out.
Yes.
Come on, where the man them there?
But you see, let me tell you something. I don't know which security firm doing the security over case, but something need to be done because I think it was last year, Madam Producer, that somebody take away some picnic over case too. There was an issue over there. Well, I don't remember if it's last year or year before last that somebody take away a student over there. But something needs to be done. The security need to step up over the College of Agriculture, Science and Education right here in Portland.
And that is and these are our future, Colin. These
our
are
future
our
leaders.
Future.
Yes.
So, sister, them are trying to do everything to analyze, to do everything to mess up with the future of Jamaica. And this is unacceptable, man.
Yeah, man, we need to find these people, whoever do those kind of things, we need to find them, and the full force of the law must come down on them. You gone over case a rape student, a take a draw a student in a bush. Something needs to be done about it, and the college needs to keep up their vigilance. It seems like from time to time them drop them on after thing because, as I say, I don't remember if it was last year or year before last, but quite recently, something of that nature happened there, and to hearing it happen again this week, yeah, can't be acceptable. We have to step up. Thanks, Carla.
Yes, you're welcome, Colin.
Yeah, man. We have to step up the pace. But I want to go back to this clip here before we lose Caribbean Radio.
I never said
There are those people, and I'm saying it here, who are vested in telling you lies to mislead you. For what reason? I don't know. Maybe they want the country to descend in chaos.
The international financial institutions have made a provision of $450 million, which JPS can draw down on and use that to repay the government the $150. Is that correct?
You're the minister now.
Okay. Just so you're aware, member, it's not something that is in place yet, but contemplated.
No, I know. That's what I said.
All right. You hear what she said? It is not something that is in place yet. It's contemplated. But when Omar Newell said the statement was premature or speculative, meaning that the money is not there, she are going like, you see what we are talking about? This clip, people, is on Portland Spice TV. It's labeled, we are joining our Prime Minister. Portland Spice TV join our Prime Minister in the war against misinformation. I want to go listen that video and hear the mix-up that the Minister of Finance is giving. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. We are live on Caribbean Radio HD 97.9 HD4. Go ahead.
Good evening, Mr. Bell.
Good evening, madam.
So the liest man in the Caribbean, in the world, next to another man that I know, is telling people about lies.
Oh, yes. You never hear a saying where said,
So
since,
people like them brother carry long bag.
hold on, since a parable evening, you never hear a statement say when you point finger, the biggest one point back at you.
Same so.
Yes, man.
And thief no like see them brother carry long bag either.
Thief no like to see thief with long bag. Who I pray for the people who are suffer real bad, and I will pray to the
all right.
may God help with soul. May I tell you, it rough out there.
That man is so liar, and liar that always walk with the other people.
Tell her.
Turn the integrity commission around. He was to be charged. They said that the statute of limitation was passed. He was not charged.
There was no statute. Hold on, caller. There was no statute of limitation. What the director of corruption prosecution said, that on the first and the second count, she found enough to charge the prime minister. A lot of people forget this. The integrity commission, the corruption prosecution, I think her name was Prince Kamika, said she found enough to charge the prime minister. However, because of the passage of time, and she don't know if it was possible for her to find the witnesses and all of that, she wouldn't charge him. So there was no statute of limitation why she never charged him. She take it upon herself and say she don't know if they would have find the witness them because so much time has elapsed. That's why she not charge him. Rubbish. Go to the court.
Well, she's working on his behalf, so she will soon be awarded.
Well,
because I award all those who support him in his slackness.
So,
that man is so lie, so dishonest. And the entire Caribbean know that he's a liar. Jamaicans know, even those who support him, those in parliament, you know, his MPs, you know, when he run up and down, they know he's a liar, you know. They know everything about that man. Me don't know him a try for fool. He's a liar, this thing.
Well, caller, I decide that I go and be a part of the war against misinformation. And
of course, call him out too.
I decide that I go and make certain I have my receipt them. Listen this.
Of course.
Listen this from the Prime Minister. Listen him.
But here's the problem now, Madam Speaker. How do we borrow? If it were 20 years ago, 30 years ago, we would not be able to approach the IFI. We wouldn't even be able to approach the international community. But
so all of that what the Prime Minister just talk a lie. 20 years ago, 30 years ago, we could go to the multilaterals or the IFI as he called them. We could go to them for loan. That's a lie. Want to thank the people at Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4 for joining us this evening. Please remember to check out Bro Geary Radio. Get your Alexa. And of course, if you're getting a new car, make certain you get HD radio in your car so you can pick up Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4. We'll be back here next week, Tuesday, from 6 until 8 on Caribbean Radio. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Thanks to all the people in the chat room. Big up yourself.
One thing before you go, Mr.
Hold on.
Mr. Bell.
Hold on.
Just one thing before you go.
Go ahead.
Yeah, one thing before you go. I hope that Mr. Mark Golding, you see, will sing it enough, will say it enough. The world know, but we need to be reminded that what was legislated to ensure that the fiscal rules of the country are not violated. And if a dog with whatever P on its tail was there, they would have to conform with whatever was legislated by Mark Jefferson Golding. That man has done nothing. He has worked no miracle. And he's very disrespectful, and he's also very unconscionable, because never one day you would hear Mr. Holness say, well, Nigel said it before he left, but you will never hear Andrew Holness give credit to the PMP for fixing the fiscal situation of the country so that we can progress and taking every credit. That man's sick my stomach, trust me.
Then you never
Take
hear,
care of
you
yourself,
never,
Mr. Bell.
you never, thank you, caller. You never hear Marlon Morgan going to the parliament and say Bruce Golden put the fiscal policy together. Lambert Brown had to take him to school. We're going, make you hear the rest of this tape here, but I want you to go watch it. Go to Portland Spice TV and watch it, because we are putting the receipts out there, because we at Portland Spice TV are on the front line of the war against misinformation. I want to thank Ralston Iman for joining us this evening. Thanks to you, my committed listeners and viewers and subscribers. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, like, and share. Remember, tomorrow is Big Wednesday. Yes, man. Tomorrow is Big Wednesday. Hey, people, want to realize the next week at Christmas? My blouse and frock. Next week at Christmas. So, what is happening now is that me must go be a Christmas cake now. They want the teacher in the kitchen to bake Christmas cake. So, people we did it last year, and it was very well. And we're going to bake some Christmas cake this year again. So if you want Christmas cake, send me a message at 804-7072. Yeah, man, and you can get your Christmas cake. We have £1, £2, £3. We have make £4 too. Yeah, man. So baking starts tonight. So I'm not staying any longer because I am needed in the kitchen. And me have to put on the spice, Portland Spice. Yeah, nice. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace. Until we meet again tomorrow for Big Wednesday, this is Colin Bell saying thanks on behalf of the team here at Portland Spice TV, the producer Natalie Wright, and yours truly, Colin Bell. One love, my people. Bless up. Me hungry.